Hello, greetings, welcome to Destiny and Dice, an Eberron live stream. This is our third episode, and it will air this coming Wednesday at the normally scheduled time of 7 p.m. However, as opposed to being on Twitch, it will be going straight to YouTube. Links to follow, everything will be there. We'll see you then. Go ahead and, as of next week, though, we will be back on our regularly scheduled live stream time of 7 p.m. on Wednesdays. So we'll see you then. If you have an opportunity, go ahead and check out this week's DM notes on our website. I spent a little bit of time talking about some aberrant dragon marks. Getting right into it now, when last we met, having found the first schema piece of 4, the Shadowslayers are currently located in the Mournland, the once former nation of Sire, and now a ruined and desolate wasteland that is full of monstrosities and constructs and undead creatures, not to mention the arcane weather patterns that seem to affect magic in numerous ways, especially healing spells. The party has learned a few ways to get around this, but the means is not nearly as easy as one would think. The Shadowslayers have descended into a forgotten Cannith facility called Whitehearth, and they have found it to be full of ghosts and more questions than answers. Still, they hope to try to locate the next piece of schema. It seems to be somewhere inside. It's a lot easier said than done at the moment. Having taken some time to bathe and get cleaned up, the party discovered the dormitories in the former staff of Whitehearth in the blue-linked northwest corridor. Not much seemed to be kept in their rooms, but they were able to find a few more blue key charms, giving them access to the facility. They also seem to discover that the beds in the dormitories have been designed for taking quick naps to recover minor abilities. Moving to yet another blue corridor, this one on the northeast, the party discovered a living ball of fire that seemed to immediately take an interest in them, only to switch back out of that corridor to the former corridor before a fight could ensue. Before facing this new challenge, the party decided to take advantage of the quick nap beds, wherein Z found her dreams being invaded by a familiar ghost who then proceeded to warn her that this facility was very dangerous for those with aberrant dragon marks. When she shared this news with her family, an immediate debate started on whether Bruce and Nick should be allowed to continue accompanying them in this place. As both Bruce and Nix were deemed too important to just sit in a corner, the party agreed to stay together, which is where we left off last session. Shadowslayers, what are you going to do now?
Is Bricks our couple name? Technically, that would work for either sibling. So, I mean, there are options.
You're not wrong. You are.
Oh man, wrong. Tumblr just seized.
So many options.
Okay,
Tumblr loves shipping.
We've just been having this conversation that Bruce has been getting more and more upset about. The end of which he basically has his arms crossed and he's just kind of staring down the group, basically.
I mean, if they're prepared, I feel like our friends are good at taking like they can take the hits if they know that they're coming. Other than that, maybe me and Saneem could play liaison. I don't know.
I mean, definitely don't be the first person to touch anything, but other than that, I mean, we're probably gonna be fine.
We're gonna be very cautious about touching things. Saneem learned that.
I don't think she did, if you recall.
Oh yeah.
Z would flip him off.
But is he wrong though?
So, if they shouldn't lead, who should lead? Because I remember plenty of discussions about how I'm squishy, so I shouldn't lead. So who should lead? Who
Maybe
is
the one that can do traps? She points at Rix.
Rix is like, yeah. I mean, I can at least scout ahead, look for traps. At least try to look for traps as best as I can.
And you, Julia pipes up, just indicating Kisriel. You also scout, and you have a dragon mark they like.
Yeah, I scout better outside.
Okay, yeah, I know.
Kenneth facilities are not my favorite terrain.
I would
Yeah.
like to take that as a favorite.
Moorland?
It's underground now.
No, I think I talked to Mike about it last time, and he said it's different.
Okay.
A different biome.
I love that you asked.
Apparently,
about
our
it.
magic doesn't know that.
Yeah.
All
Have
right.
we tried healing?
Yes.
Yes. The,
We did?
good,
Okay.
the good berry did nothing.
Ah.
All right. So
Well, it filled up my belly.
it just, can't do, which isn't a
It
bad
didn't
thing.
heal any, but I felt satisfied food-wise.
Yeah, you took quite the nap.
You mind switching back
Before
to
that
the
ghost
main map?
invaded
Mike?
my dreams.
Yeah. All right. So we know that one of the keys opens up a hallway to what we can only assume is, well, not only assume, but can probably assume is another living spell. It was a ball of fire. It could be anything. I mean, it could be that giant ball of fire that we saw Zanim throw, which, by the way, was really cool.
Fire.
Or it could be anything else. A similar. I mean, it's not like the one that she did is the only fire spell. She's also got the pew pew one.
Pew, pew.
Pew pew. So I mean, we have to figure out. It's like, is that a hallway worth exploring? And if so, I mean, are we prepared to give more oil to it and hope that it takes it as an offering, or try to assume it's friendly and hopefully not get, incinerated?
Didn't we feel like it was threatening?
Rolling.
Did we sense motive of a spell?
It
We
was
really didn't. Sorry, go ahead, Nix.
I was just saying, it was patrolling the hallway from what we could tell.
At least the fire hands actually acted like wildlife.
Would it
So
make
that's
sense
pretty
that a
like-
fireball is patrolling the hallway towards something we really want in the creepy Kenneth facility?
Probably.
Well, we do need. I suspect we need a brown key. Sounds like that was like the administrative or security key.
And I think that, we need, I think, I don't know if any of you agree, that we do need to explore as much as we can to at least see if we can find a brown key somewhere. Otherwise, we're only searching. He kind of looks at the thing, maybe about half the facility, and that's it.
Well, we should at least search until we find what we came for, because we might run into Emerald Claw, dwarf dude.
Yeah.
If he's still here.
Tell
If
you all,
that's
while you all discuss this, Nix, why don't you and I go have a chat?
all right.
We agreed not to sideline you. Why do you have to go talk over in a corner? Aren't we a group? Aren't we doing this together?
So Bruce is gonna walk. Bruce is basically gonna start walking to head back down the hallway, and as he passes Z, he's just gonna go, "Oh, well, I think us dirty marks need to go wash up." And he's gonna keep walking.
Hey,
And yeah, he's gonna head back down to that area.
Rix is
Amazing
gonna
area.
look at Z. He's like, you didn't call him that, did you?
the ghost lady did. It wasn't me.
Okay. I didn't think you did, but oh
I
man.
would not. I can't help what the prejudiced ghost lady says.
Okay. Bruce, you have pulled Nix aside into the bathroom.
He kind of takes a moment. Bruce's eyes have generally been a solid indicator of his mood, flashing to white when he rages, and they're normal, kind of somewhere between sky and sea blue they rest at, have kind of almost turned gray like storm clouds gathering. He kind of takes a minute, just kind of like his arms still crossed, like just kind of breathing a little bit as he kind of works to center himself, almost. How are you doing?
I'm fine. You know she doesn't mean that. Or mean it that way.
Who?
Z.
ZZ. Look, he like starts kind of like touching his face a lot, running his hand through his hair. Are you up for what the party wants you to do? Do you think you can hide us?
I think so. We'll find out. I mean, it may be a problematic. I'm not that strong. If it's the strongest spell than mine, then they'll know. It'll notice. But well, I mean, I hid it from Z once, and I didn't even have to concentrate. The one time that she tried to identify, and the first time I was not able to hide it from her, but I could feel the little battle, in a sense, sort of.
Have you tried? I don't think you've tried hiding my mark since. He points to her face and the mark of making that's on it currently, since you got your new talents.
No, I haven't. And that was something we do need to try.
We should probably, I guess, see what happens before we do it in a hallway full of like death lasers or something or whatever kind of.
Like, yes, I planned on trying in the other room, but I can try now.
I mean,
she's gonna go forward and kind of like poke him.
Okay, go ahead and cast the spell.
Is it?
It's a cantrip, so
Is
I
it
don't
in
know.
the eye?
No. She only aims for the eye when she's apparently blind. I can't see him.
I mean, he
Plus,
was
right now she's kind of a shorter, hunched over little old lady.
Here, let me see you have funny hands on.
I don't know if this works. There we go. Whoa. That looks weird.
That does. Interesting.
Yeah, it looks like it's changed. It must be a setting I have somewhere. I can look into it next time.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay, but there we go. So
she can
you
conceal
reach up-
everybody's dragon mark.
You can reach up and tap it. Kind of stand there. Bruce, do you have your mark exposed at all right now?
No, so Bruce will start taking off his shirt and chest piece to check to see. This random question. So this is a transmutation, not an illusion. Would it show what his chest would look like if the mark wasn't there, or like an illusionary version, or what her idea of it would be? I know it's kind of a weird specific.
I think I built this off another thing and never actually changed the school. It should be illusion.
Okay, so it's an illusion of what's there, not what's actually there. Okay.
And it would be pretty much how she would think it would look.
Okay. Just wondering if it was what it would look like, or what someone would think it would look like.
No, it would be what she perceives it to, how she would perceive it to look without your mark there.
Okay.
She
Danny.
could, with that kind of thought behind it, she could change the way it looks if she like focused really hard on it. But again, she's got to concentrate on maintaining that image. So she's got to keep that image in her head, whatever it is, because this is a concentration cantrip.
Yeah. No, I just wondered because there would probably be a difference between what it looks like and what she would think it looks like, if that makes sense.
Having seen you without a shirt, I'm assuming what she's done is tried to, in her mind, using the spell, mirror. Copy paste, reflect.
Okay. So yeah, he just takes off his shirt and takes a look at it.
You appear to have a green chest with no mark apparent.
He's gonna reach down. Can he still feel it?
Yes, you can.
Okay. All right.
I guess that spell's still working.
That's good. I mean, I guess I don't know if you ever want to try. I don't know if you can do what you do with someone else, but maybe that's best left for another time. So, look, hit. Do you remember back on the boat? We were like training one day, and I told you, you're not my bodyguard. You... I mean, I don't know, maybe I explained... I don't know if I have ever explained. You're bigger, you're worth more than just, you know, protecting my sorry green ass. And I don't want you falling into that role of feeling like that's your purpose, because you're more than that. And this is a lot for the group to put on you. And I don't want you to feel like we don't know what's going to happen. And if you can't hide both of us, or just me, or whatever, that's not your fault. And this is untested magic we're throwing in the deep end. It's unfair to put you in that position. So I'm not your responsibility. If things don't work the way we hope they work, it's not your fault.
Offered. I knew perfectly well. And I know that this is something that hopefully I can do. Hopefully I can help out. Right now I'm not at a point where I can take the hits that well anymore. We're all kind of getting there. And so I have to be more cautious, and
Yeah.
but
I'm fine trying it. I don't want you to feel like this is all on you, and if it doesn't work the way you think it might or hope it might, that's your fault. It's a gambit. We're trying. Same way if Cherry was inventing something on the fly, or, you know, Kizro was trying to find a path, or, I mean, we can't put that on you, so don't... Is it weird that I'm almost scared it will work? There's almost a part of me that hopes that you're not as dangerous as you might be. So that if, you know, the worst ever happens, that it won't be as bad.
I understand that. I don't know.
The other part of me really wants it to work and wants you to be able to, you know, kick all their asses, but, you know.
I understand what you're saying. Truthfully, I'm hoping it works because I'm running low on options. It's one of the few options I have left. If we can keep hidden, as much as that sucks, and if I could help you stay hidden some, God, that would make things a whole lot easier. I'd hate to be the only one hiding. And I know you hate hiding too. So it's not fair, but it is dangerous. What I have is exceptionally dangerous. And I know that.
I'm just torn between hoping it's as dangerous as could be and hoping it's not as dangerous as it could be. Anyways, are you okay? Everything else all right? I mean, I know like a lot's happened to you lately. You found out like the, spy that ruined your life was your mom, and Rich needed a haircut. And what'd you say about your Mark was trying to make you face your past or something?
That was just me freaking out a little bit. Quinta, this form is the one that took on the mark of making. It was the only one. I tried a bunch. And it's the mark this is the sorry. This is the body that I was in when I was hiding. It is who I was for about I don't know, a couple months. More than a couple months.
After everything with your mom went down and your handler and all that.
I don't think she's my mom. But after all of that stuff, I'm not claiming her. No matter what. I'm claiming Rick.
That's fair. That's fair. No, I get that.
But I don't know. She might not be an enemy, and everything might not be what I thought it was.
So far, I don't think anything's been what we thought it was. Okay. So it's yes. Okay.
I'm holding together. How are you doing?
Me? Oh, I'm good.
Yeah, just a little spiteful at Z as we were leaving and everything else.
Kind of looks away a little bit. I guess I can't expect. I never expected anything from her because I wasn't gonna show her anything. I guess it would have been nice if she, I don't know, told the ghost off for saying something like that, but that's not realistic.
Well, plus, she can.
Yeah.
Well, she was trying to protect us.
Yeah, like I said, it wasn't a real. I should probably, I don't know, I just feel like I spend half my time apologizing these days.
I know the feeling.
Alright. Yeah, just remember that mark points to her face. That works for you. You don't work for it,
And on that note, I'm going to cut back to the other group. So they have walked off. They've been discussing they've been kind of talking back and forth for about 15-20 minutes now. What have you guys been talking about, or saying, or not talking? Have you just been sitting awkwardly in silence?
Brooks would probably kind of start asking Jalira what kind of things that she knows that, from her experience with dealing with Kenneth. It's what exactly, I mean, do you know much of the kinds of things that they create? I mean, could they? I mean, I'm really new to this magic stuff, and so I'm just more wondering if, would there be a possibility that we could walk into an area where, our magic wouldn't work at all? Or would Kenneth be able to do that?
Roll me a history check.
17.
That sounds like something Kenneth could do.
Yeah, they have the ability to write all sorts of contingencies into some of their algorithms. They know how to be prejudiced when they want to be.
I'm just wondering, guess I'm just trying to brace for what may happen and what we might have to deal with.
I mean, mostly I think it's a question of what can't they do. They are the most powerful crafters in the world. Mostly because they got each other and resources and reach. Sorry, didn't mean to...
No, you're fine. I mean, it's something we have to keep in mind. I'm just wondering... I mean, this is an old facility. It's obviously still functioning in some capacity. And
they have probably had a different culture here than the ones that I know, the kind of people I knew in Sharn. So if I think of something that just screams, yeah, this Kenneth probably means to do this and that, I'll let you know, but I don't currently.
It's okay. I really haven't dealt much with the houses. They own most everyone in Sharn, it feels like. But I've never really had to deal with them, so to speak.
Some of them are surprisingly nice.
With your history check of 17, Whitehearth existed before the morning, so the culture here was still that Cannith was one solid house.
Oh, so it was pre...
It's pre-house division. House division happened when the morning happened because Sire was originally essentially their homeland, their territory, even though the houses aren't allowed to have territory.
But their leadership or whatever.
Their leadership was based out of Metrol in the nation of Sire.
Yeah, after the morning, the house got fractured, so who knows how much different their culture is now than it was.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I guess it's more just a concern of how strongly they felt about intruders on their property. I mean, it's pretty well established that dragon-marked houses don't really like aberrant marks.
I don't happen to care what they don't like when it's something... I mean, I get that they can be dangerous, but it just feels so petty. Not when two of the people I love most in the world have aberrant dragon marks.
Well, I mean, from what we've learned from Bruce and what Z's have said, I mean, like, it's... aberrant marks are known to be volatile. Unpredictable.
I thought I remember reading somewhere that if somebody with an aberrant mark touched somebody with another aberrant mark, they'd explode, but pretty sure that was propaganda. Or maybe it's if they tried to have kids, that kids would explode. No, that wouldn't be right.
I thought we tested the touching.
We know.
Stuff.
We know.
We did. We all poked each other.
The only person that's going to explode is probably Nyx from embarrassment. That's out of character, by the way.
Okay, because I ask about that. What?
I had to establish that because I was like, man, I don't need that to be canon. Otherwise,
No.
Rick's just betrayed her so hard.
No, I'm good with Jalira being completely oblivious to that.
No, I just, it's like they're seen as others. So, I mean, to the point where, they're hunted down.
They probably get the same propaganda that Z gets. they're dangerous, and the community at large would be better off, safer if they were contained. You know, like lycanthropes were. The Silver Flame, they thought it was a good idea.
They'll go over and sit next to her and give her a back rub.
Rix kind of looks at Ziggy and he's like, do you think maybe we should... Do you really think maybe we should not let them come along with us?
I mean,
Is that really going to protect them?
could it be like just traps? We just have to find the traps and disengage them before them. I guess that's what I keep hoping it is, that we could just disengage it and be fine.
Well, she's asking the name. She...
Sorry.
I don't
didn't
know.
remember.
Well, you're here, Cherry. I'm not trying to keep you quiet. I'm just trying to answer the question.
No, it was rude. I'm sorry.
You can always voice your opinion around me. You know that.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. I mean, it could be that Nyx can keep them both safe and it's fine, and I'm being a worrywart. Or it could be that it's not going to work and that we're all in more danger because they're here with us. That's why I wanted to come talk to everybody out loud and not hide anything. So if this is the decision the group has made, then this is the decision the group has made, and let's go do it.
Well, the hiding bruises dragon mark worked when we went into that bank, right?
Yeah.
So,
They had magical words and everything.
I mean, yeah, that was a real tough job. So I'm for trying Nyx's spell.
And I mean,
But we'll be careful.
the whole bank thing went okay. No, wait. Just a second. I'm trying to remember if I was at the bank or not.
Banking thing went okay until Mel.
No, you were not. You were not at the bank. You were off
Me and
shopping.
kids.
You were meeting a new dwarf friend and gaining a crush on a new dwarf, I think.
He was a shelter in the storm. Her feelings for Friedrich have not changed.
Rix is just going to be like, I don't know. I don't know if keeping them apart from us is going to be as safe as keeping them with us. I feel like we're stronger together. I think that's why I've been pushing for us to stay together.
I think together
Decided,
is
and
better
that's what
than
we're gonna
apart.
do. I just wanted to make sure that we were all prepared for the fact that it's specifically designed to be harder for people with aberrant marks to get through here. We managed it in Blackhearth without having a freaking clue what we were doing, so, you know, forewarned is forearmed.
Rix kind of smiles, Riley. We know what we're doing.
Well, we have a little more of a clue than we did in Blackhearth.
True. True.
I mean, it feels like we're a lot more prepared for Whitehearth than Blackhearth, but
We didn't even know Blackhearth was Blackhearth, to be honest.
No, we didn't.
Alright, well, hopefully when Bruce and Nyx get back,
Yeah, I mean, if
we can proceed.
we can just make a plan. We can keep this in mind and plan. It'll be fine. I think.
Oh,
It's fine, Cherry. It might go terrible. That's the way we roll.
What's the worst thing that's happened to us?
Our adopted father was kidnapped and the orphanage burned down.
By people who want to destroy the world.
I
Yep.
mean, you did ask what's the worst thing that happened to us.
Can't get worse than that.
You didn't get it can. Don't tempt things. Things can always get worse.
One of us could die.
All our friends in a town full of friends could get slaughtered.
Yeah, maybe we should pick up the pace.
Well, how much difference would make?
We warned them.
Yeah,
So at that
I'm
point,
hoping
I'm
that
going to cut back over to the other side now. Let you guys think of some worst case scenarios. Nyx, Bruce, where do you go from here?
She's gonna go forward and kind of just touch his chest and be like, "It's gonna be okay. Know that through all of this, I'm not trying to be your bodyguard. C is not against us. We all have to put on good faces for people we hate. It's gonna be okay."
No, it's not realistic to expect her to, I don't know, defend me. I'm not really defensible. Whatever. No.
I
Yeah,
think
we'll
you
be
are.
fine.
Well, I think you are defensible. But it's
Defensive.
worth
And
defending.
offensive.
There's plenty of that. Like, look, it's okay. We've got this. And I'm gonna try my best. We'll see if this works. See if it doesn't. If it doesn't, then we've just put everyone in more danger. But it's better than sticking them in there alone, because then they wouldn't have anyone who fights up close.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're taking a gamble.
No, you're right. I just wanted to make sure you knew, like, this wasn't all on you, and that I don't want you to, you know, whatever happens.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, I guess we should head back. I'm gonna use the chamber pot real quick. You know, road trip rules and all that.
I think I'm gonna change into one of the robes and grab my wet clothing over there.
Okay. Bruce heads towards the chamber pot. Nyx picks up her clothes, changes into a robe.
So
This'll-
when Bruce gets back, like away, probably being a little more on autopilot, he probably turned right back into the same cell where he broke.
Chamber pot.
But he just kind of stands there, for a moment, just like looking straight ahead, kind of not even like looking at anything. And after like a moment of that, he just, without looking at his chest, he just, so I know you're still there. And from all accounts, you can still hear me. And we've established that pretty much so far. You don't seem as talkative or inclined to meddle as much as your friend. But just to make sure we're getting our relationship off to a good start, if you ever attempt to meddle with my head, ever try to make me do what your friend's doing to Nyx, I have sliced you off my chest before, and I will do it again.
it's pretty metal.
Slight pulse of warmth from your chest.
Bruce did not find it comforting. Yeah, I'll say screw it and use the chamber pot anyways, and then head out.
This is a long use or a short use?
Whatever he needs to do.
Okay.
Roll the percentile dice. Yeah. I'm just kidding.
It could be like The Sims, where it just depends on how full his bar got.
Oh man.
Okay, Bruce will head out, and if Nyx is still there, he'll kind of gather her with him, and they'll head out, you know.
Nyx, did I put a range on the spell?
The time limit. At least we haven't before. Range is 10 feet.
But that's
It
just
does
like
have-
that's just a cast for casting, right?
I think so.
I think I don't think I imposed a distance on it. Just you have to be within 10 feet and see him to cast it
Then
initially, and then as long as you're focused and concentrating on it.
yes,
Okay.
I think that's what we've done before.
I think that's how we ruled it. I just wanted to check.
Because Rix and Bruce went off on their own, and Nyx was freaking out a little when it came close to the hour.
Right. Okay, cool. Okay, so you guys rejoin the party.
Yep.
Let's try the hallway with the fire thing.
Maybe we can trick it into going off out of range.
So, alright, I
Like
guess there was a
back-
living fireball, you said?
Possibly a fireball. It was a ball of fire. So I don't know if it's necessarily a living spell or just something else.
So do we want to basically be ready for whenever the key turns to just fire everything we got at it, or
I don't know if it would be useful. One of the only spells that I still have power for is Sanctuary. I can only do it on one person. I guess I mean that just would make you harder to hit, or just it depends on how it feels. I don't know. It was just an idea I could put out there. Like, if there was like a convenient lever that you could just sneak past it and turn it off.
I have an idea.
Okay.
We get one of those little things with oil, put it in a hand. Wait, does anybody have mage hand?
I have Unseen
Oh.
Servant, I think.
We have the unseen servant go walk towards the flame.
I don't think everything's gonna be like those little hands we met out in the.
Well, just remember, you remember the fog clouds? It's like they triggered. I'm just thinking if we can get the fireball to trigger, maybe it'll stop being dangerous. I don't know. I guess it may not actually act like a trap.
Okay. Where was the hallway for this?
Rix points to the key that leads to the northeast.
Okay. Like here. Okay. I mean, at this point, I don't know if we can gamble anything. I don't know if we're in the business of risking hoping. I would say we all stand against, this wall here and be ready to fire whatever we got the moment it appears.
Would giving everybody I can only do one guidance. I'm sorry, guidance is new spell. So that might not help much.
Did it seem surprised when the thing opened the first time, or was it like waiting there?
I think it was moving back and forth. That was the impression I was getting, like it was patrolling.
Alright, well maybe we can get the drop on it. It's been like, what, an hour? Unless it's just been sitting there with like its face pressed against the wall for an hour. Spells get bored?
No.
There you
I
go.
have no idea.
I'm gonna just hop on over just scramble real quickly over to Nyx. Like a reassuring tap, except it's with the wand. I'm like, here, guidance in case it helps with your spell. I don't know. I'm trying to remember to use it.
My spell?
So I point at Bruce's
Oh.
chest.
I understand.
I don't know how it works. Just an idea.
Appreciate
go.
it.
Can't hurt.
Pick up my lantern while I'm at it.
I'm gonna avoid danger as much as possible.
All right.
Alright, so
I guess I'll turn the key.
alright,
So-
should we all get ready and have, spells and bows and stuff primed for the moment? Who's the least able to wreak damage,
To a fireball?
Here.
Alright.
Yeah, that
I
would
don't
be
know.
bad for.
Rick, you're pretty handy with your spells or when you shoot things with your crossbow.
Something like that.
I mean, especially if you get the drop on something, you seem to really eviscerate things.
Well, I have to hope that I can get the drop on it first.
Well, that's what I'm kind of hoping we'll do if we turn the key real quick.
Someone else should probably turn the key.
Rick's kind of looks around, then who's going to turn it?
I guess it would probably be me.
Okay.
I'm the least effective at actually hitting something from a distance.
Okay,
Rex
you are
is-
in the light of the lantern, which means you are no longer in dim light.
She put her lantern there just so a little bit of it will extend into the hallway. So at least I have a little bit when it's ready to go.
Bruce cast a shadow behind him that she could jump into.
To me, or
Rex is going to be
Alright.
standing here to.
I have
now.
to step into a shadow to jump out of a shadow. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to change maps, aren't you, Mike? So what's positioning?
And of
We'll have
course,
to remember
Yeah,
to
I
do.
need you guys right where you're going to be when that key turns.
all
Rex
right.
is going to be right here, and he's going to have a Eldritch Blast.
Coming close to the lantern, so his little light
Crossbow might
right
be
there
better.
should.
No, he's going to have his crossbow ready, but not a fire
Yes.
shot because those always fail.
And
The
it's a
mighty
ball of fire.
crossbows.
So crossbow is ready.
Crossbow's ready.
Except for me,
I
who's
have
turning a key.
poison spray ready because I don't think I can beat fire with fire.
What's the range on your
Bruises.
poison spray?
10 feet.
That's not gonna.
Well, what if it's book in it? Oh, scary fireball.
I was
Never
gonna
mind, I
shoot
don't want to
arrows
imagine
at
that.
it. I don't know what else to do. Though, what's the range of prestidigitation? It can put fires out.
It's like small fires.
The touch.
So funny. Presentation.
Bruce will have Ray of Frost ready.
Hey, Mike. When you gave me the upgraded dragon mark, I did lose prestidigitation.
Oh, I probably
I-
did the same. I probably did the same thing Jared did, making it infinite somewhere.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna, as long as it's okay that I still have it, I'll look up
Yeah.
the spell separately.
Yeah. You should still have prestidigitate. That's a thing. That's yours now.
I'd stick with your bow for now, because this probably isn't the time to be testing things. Let's go with tried and true.
I've used it to put out fires before. Remember your ship?
I do remember my ship.
Rick's over his shoulder. Your ship's still alive. But or no, Rick's has his crossbow ready to shoot as soon as he sees the thing if it's there.
You know what? His crew's had it for what? 2 weeks now?
I believe in them.
Yep.
Is that how long it's been? Sounds like a year.
Alright, ready?
Sure.
So who has what ready?
Crossbow.
Crossbow
Regular
shot.
bow.
Ray of Frost.
Oh, that'll work.
Okay, Z, do you have anything prepped?
Poison spray.
To hit Bruise?
Like, literally, that is 10 feet in front of you. If you're going to have that ready, you're going to want to be somewhere up by, like, Rick's. And hope that it's, like, right on the other side of the door.
Maybe you should have your wand of missiles out or whatever.
Was it charged again?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no magic left.
Yeah, I have like this much magic left.
If anybody wants sanctuary, let me know.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead. Everyone ready? She goes ahead and turns the key.
Wait.
Okay.
Anticlimactic as I copy paste you guys where I need you really quick.
Nice.
We're just gonna fire everything we have at this thing. It's gonna be like, I wanted to be your friend.
The guilt is real.
Adopt it.
And it was
I've
probably
been
as
alone
it's
for 20 years.
no, as it's burning, it's like, my name is Jose. I just wanted to be your amigo. Jalera just sobs.
Jalera's gonna have a pet fire something before they leave the moorlands, isn't she?
He died as he lived. Tragically.
Lonely. So lonely.
Oh, why do I have 2 beds over there? Stop that nonsense.
Hey.
Make sure everybody's right where they want to be. Because I don't want to get yelled at.
It'll happen anyways.
Yeah, I know.
Should have put the mattress up so Z could like duck behind it.
Well, we're hoping to keep it for the catnap aspect.
I mean, there's other beds.
Although, did we confirm if the stones...
Wait, Nyx did the catnap and she didn't get her spells back?
No, I do have actually spells. Nothing vitable. I have all my key points. I just do not have
Yeah,
any.
Nick casts spells via key points.
Yeah, I don't have any
Hit die.
Scorching Ray or Shadow Blast anymore.
Okay.
That's long rest stuff, yeah.
Lord Almighty, I want you to stunning strike a fireball.
Okay.
Doesn't even have a nervous system.
So, Nyx's turn. Do me a favor, you guys. Roll me initiative for you guys.
Oh, I'm so excited for this to go poorly. Or not.
I was gonna say that looks
We're
like a
all
good spread. We
really
put the
ready.
oyster glass.
We're
So if we're lucky,
The only
we'll
one-
surprise
No,
them
Z
and
is
then
ready.
another
not
round.
ready.
Z is far from ready.
Okay.
She's all like, what could I do to counter a fireball? What? I don't know.
Bruce just mentioned the mattress, and she's like, "Should I go back and get it?" So, like the key turns.
Good grade, you guys. Your initiatives for this round are phenomenal.
We're so
I know.
ready.
And Nyx is first.
Makes
It would
sense.
be a terrible shame if the fireball just wasn't there anymore, wouldn't it?
Hey, look, man, we're
So
holding
I'm
our
holding
action
my fire to hit something.
to hit something, not to just throw it at a random wall.
Hey, look, the last survivor.
I'm aiming for a fireball.
Oh my gosh.
Bruce is firing regardless.
Okay, you guys, the room turns. Nyx's turn is spent cranking that out.
Jalera holds her breath.
So, Jalira, you're next. There seems to be a glowing ball of fire in the hallway.
Did we surprise it?
Does it appear to be...
Oh, it is a living fireball.
It's...
You
She's gonna
guys-
hesitate because she doesn't want to do it first, but only
Okay.
just barely, and then she's
If
gonna
you
let
have
it go.
if you're gonna hesitate, you don't you lose your spot. So this is like the door turns. Do you fire or not?
I guess she hesitates.
Okay, she hesitates. She goes, and she just kind of you see her kind of clenching. Rix, do you fire or not?
I fire.
I don't like shooting first.
That's a 27. Mike, that's a natural 20.
Do you get all that damage?
Look at all those numbers.
Rick's be a
Oh
rogue.
man. Nice.
And because I didn't even need the assassinate. It's just a natural 20.
Okay, so that's a total of 27 damage. Or
28, because that's 17 plus 11.
Okay, it takes 28 points of fire damage.
Not fire damage, just
not
piercing.
fire damage.
Just
Piercing?
piercing. Yeah,
Magical piercing.
it's not a magical weapon. It's only the fire is magical.
How does it shoot fire and it's not magical?
I have to say a magic word in order to choose shoot fire.
Pew pew. Is that your magic word?
Because for Mike, that's how they justify cheaper crafting. Is they can imbue a spell into it, but they don't actually make the magic weapon itself
It's
magic.
been magically modified to increase its attack and damage +1, but I don't think
Well,
that's
if it's got a +1, then that's magic.
okay. Then it's a magic weapon. Congratulations! It does 28 points of magic damage from
Okay.
just that. I didn't even do the fire shot with it.
Fireball takes 28 points of magic damage.
Does it seem remorseful?
No
It
shadows
seems
anymore.
Betrayed.
Does it look
It
angry?
seems upset.
I'm upset. Rex is like, okay.
Like you see, kind of like it, like you can see, like as part of it, just kind of like you can see almost the separation in the magic holding it together, and it springs back to life, and then it just kind of flares bright, angry red at you.
Yeah, I pissed it off real good, guys.
Bruce, your turn.
Oh no, I have movement. I have movement, right?
Yeah, you have movement.
5, 10, 15, 20. Oh no, sorry, 25. Here we go.
There's like no shadows at all.
Alright.
Bruce, your go.
Alright, he's gonna fire Ray of Frost. Looks like a 12 to hit. Assuming that may not hit.
A 12 does not hit.
Dang. Okay.
It's kind of like having been shot by this arrow of what the hell. Like the spell kind of dilutes in that particular area as your beam kind of goes near it. It just kind of folds itself in, causing no damage from your ray of frost. Do you have movement you'd like to use?
Yeah, Bruce is gonna move there so that he's between it and Z.
Okay. Kizriel.
Pew.
Are we taking our full? Is it a full? It's not a full turn, right? It's just.
It's the held
You
action.
you held an attack action, so yes, you get your full turn. Since you didn't tell me you were sharpshooting, holding
Nope.
sharpshooter, it's not going to
Nope.
apply.
Yep, I
Okay.
know. I will tell you if I plan to do sharpshooter. So come on. Pew pew.
Oh, girl. That's
It is not a
almost
magic weapon.
it's almost a natural 22. You're a 19.
Okay.
But
It
it's-
takes some damage from your arrows, not as much as you'd hope, but it does take some damage. Zanine. Do you do anything? Your poison? You have the opportunity to release your poison spray if you want to, or
Why, yes, but the only thing within range of my poison spray is my brother who jumped in front of me.
That's never stopped you before. I think most of your spells this campaign have been fired at Bruce.
At least my arrow didn't hit
You're
your
not a
butt.
dwarf. If you're a dwarf, though, you can take that poison.
Yeah, I got a good con.
He is a barbarian. Like that's what they're made of.
Poison?
No,
He is
Constitution.
green.
Yes, that's all.
Okay. So you go to server's been disconnected. Okay. Anybody else have a connection to the server interrupted?
Not so far.
Okay.
So I
Weird.
stepped
I did.
forward, I shot the poison spray, and then I stepped back, and that's still my movement.
You cannot move with a held action.
Oh.
Oh, so it's not quite.
So
Why did-
Well then,
The rest-
I
the rest
don't
of
do
us
anything because Bruce stepped in front of me.
so
The rest of
technically,
us had
actually,
moved. Yeah.
yeah, technically, you guys shouldn't have moved because
Okay.
you're holding that action to fire. So go ahead and put yourselves back where you were. You are over one more, Rix. Back towards the ladder.
Yeah,
And
Z was a
was-
little farther
You were,
down.
yeah, you were down there.
Okay.
The fireball has not come in range of your poison spray. Your poison spray is a cantrip, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of you can let it out into that 10-foot range and have it go, or you just kind of call it back. It doesn't matter because it's a cantrip. You won't lose a spell slot for it.
I'm not gonna let it go. I'll call it back because that gets too close to Rix without any possible damage to the enemy.
Okay, perfect. So you just keep it from going. Nyx,
Nyx.
it is your turn.
Just turn the key again. Just go to the other one.
Nyx, you do have a full turn now.
How damaged does it look?
It doesn't look happy. You're not sure. You've never really seen a ball of fire take
A bloody
damage.
ball of fire.
Uh,
Does a ball of fire get bloodied?
so did
somebody
he
get a
really
pet
say
bird?
that? Is anyone
No,
else?
that's my dog. Hold on.
Oh.
Did he really say that? And so you really told her to go ahead and do another key?
I don't think Bruce would have been able to.
Okay.
No,
On
it
his
doesn't-
turn, he might recommend it, but by that point, it might be too late.
She's gonna go back. Which, yeah. All right, and then actually not stand in front of Archer. It's a better idea.
Oh, I can take it.
but
It's just
she,
it's just the now ones you have to worry about.
yeah, she's
Let's just stand up and Bruce anyway.
35 feet.
Yes, Nyx is right in front of me. I think it's going to end up in her butt.
It'll still end up with Bruce.
It is emitting bright light within, in a radius of 20 feet around it.
Yeah, I know. I can't get anywhere near it. I'm actually aiming for the crossbow.
Gotcha.
See
We
where I'm
cast
at.
the shadow behind Rix.
A 20 will hit.
Yay! 6
Shoot it with a crossbow. You don't do 6 damage.
No, I do not. I doubt it.
Okay, Jalira, it's your turn.
Okay, shoot it this time.
Okay.
Click.
Does 20 hit?
A 20 will hit.
8 piercing damage.
Crossbow bolt hits. Does some damage, not as much as you expect it to, though. It is starting to look pretty rough.
It hit it.
I am concerned about this being a living fireball and what it might do. It might kamikaze itself onto us.
I mean, we got that spell that can hold a living spell. If you want to just ask it to get inside.
Rix does have a key.
Okay,
Wanna do that?
Jalira, did you do any movement or anything for your turn? Any bonus action? You have a full turn, so...
There we go. That's my turn.
Be like,
Rix,
hey,
it's your
Fireball, can we take you home with us?
Oh man, I am so tempted to just shoot it. Rix is gonna try to shoot it. I'm sorry.
I mean, why are you sorry? We've been shooting it.
I would like to point out it has not acted yet.
Still?
It still has not had a chance to act.
Oh, dope. Well, that counts as a crit then. Anyway, I don't know if it would. Can it count? Does it do it? Can it do it more than once?
Well, no, you didn't just assassinate last round. You just had a nat 20 on your own.
Hold on. You have an advantage on attack rolls with any creature that hasn't taken a turn in combat. Any hit you score against a creature that is surprised is a critical hit. But is it surprised since I hit it?
No,
Well, it hasn't had a turn.
It has not had a turn. If it says it hasn't had a turn.
And any hit you score against a creature that is surprised is...
Yeah,
I have advantage. Hold on.
Yeah, it's advantage.
I should have rolled with advantage, but, you know,
yeah.
Last time it didn't really matter. No, it's just gonna hit it. It's gonna take that first roll, Mike.
Okay.
26 points of magic damage.
And it counts as a sneak attack?
Because it's a...
Because you have advantage on the roll.
Because I have advantage on the roll, yeah.
Okay, just making sure, doing all the math. And you guys watch as this ball of fire winks out of existence.
That problem solved.
Rick's just gonna look at the crossbow and be like, I love you. And he's gonna put it away.
Six is just kind of like braced herself in the corner.
I'm not gonna lie, the way you guys were going on about it, I thought there was gonna be more. Like,
it's a fireball.
I mean, we saw what that spell, if it was fireball, if it was fireball, we saw what that spell did to that corpse grab. But okay, well, let's explore.
everyone good?
Can I be looking for traps as I walk? This is where my rolls get bad, by the way, guys.
Yeah, roll me an investigation check.
This is where it all goes south.
Guidance.
I haven't rolled yet. Give me guidance.
It would switch to Rick's from Nick's, but I think you can do it.
Do you want to try guidance? I can do that. Okay.
Yes.
Good luck.
Oh, thank you. Guidance is a D4, right?
Yep.
Oh, come on. Nat 4.
Nope. I told you, I get good rolls and then it goes when it comes to my skill checks.
Yeah, but you get some
Passive
good.
perception picks up.
You get some
do not
nice crossbow.
Detect. You do not find or see any traps as you begin your stroll down the hallway.
Still thinking
You're pretty
about
confident that fireball was the only thing in your way. You're good. You're feeling good about this.
Okay.
Okay.
We just
I want to be
He's
close behind at least a little bit.
He's just gonna keep going. There are no doors or anything. There's just a door here, right?
Door at the end of the hallway. Yep.
Okay. So
I'm gonna I'm gonna nod at Guara and tell her to stay on Zanim.
what does the door look like, good sir?
It's a set of double doors. It does seem to have a blue key gem entrance lock.
All right. He's going to look at the others. He's like, we could try a blue key if you guys want me to try it.
Oh.
Go for it.
All right. He's going to say a silent prayer to the traveler and be like, I'd really appreciate a gift without, you know, and he's going to put the key in.
Consequences.
Okay.
Consequences
Key
is
inserts in the gem. You turn it. You hear the door unlock.
And I open the door. Ooh, there are two doors here, right? One here and one here.
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna take a look around the room. Are they just regular doors, or do they also have keys that require...
They both have blue key charms.
Okay. He's
Or
gonna look at...
blue key holographics.
He's gonna peek his head out to the others and be like, looks like we can use more keys to open doors here.
So in this room, you see at the far end of the room, you see a curved couch up against the wall, two tables on either end. Two chandeliers still emitting that same kind of half dim light. It's not as good as it could be. With Jalira right behind you, however, light is coming with it. The table in front of you, though, there seems to be a active chess game going.
As we're walking down the hall, Bruce's gonna turn to Nyx and be like, Why do you think 20 years ago Kenneth was so intent on keeping us out? Like, Tyr, Blackhearth, there weren't that many of us 20 years ago. It was only been after the morning that we've been popping up.
There was the old war, wasn't there?
I mean, yeah, but that was like thousands of years ago.
Well, there was the war
That is
20 years ago.
Yes. No, a different war. The aberrant war.
I mean, it could just be that more people are like coming, like saying, like we're finding out about the aberrant marks. They were just better at hiding it before, or maybe some people are more open about.
True. It could mean that back then there still were aberrant marks, and they just killed them all before they came out.
I don't think they were that coordinated during the war.
That's true.
I don't know, maybe.
It's also possible history's been cleaned up.
I mean,
Is
that's
that?
definitely been happening. You know what's weird though is that like they were so worried about it, but yet 3 of us have come so far. So maybe that wasn't that weird.
Right?
What do you think
No,
the
I'm not
dwarf was
sure.
looking for?
I have no idea.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Probably
Kat,
the same thing.
Hey, Mike, you said that the game was still going, so there are pieces moving on the table?
They're not moving, but like there are pieces set to the side as if
Someone was in the middle of a game.
somebody was in the middle of a game.
We don't see
it
dead
does look-
bodies.
It does look clean, like something maintains constant cleanliness throughout this place.
Are we gonna fight a Roomba?
Not a lot of dust accumulates here. It
So
does
the
it does
self-cleaning spells
that-
embedded in the.
the lighter side, the white chess pieces are from the room to the right, whereas the black chess pieces are to the room to the left.
Okay.
It does appear that the left side is like the dark pieces are winning.
Interesting.
Anybody proficient in chess?
I've never lost a game. I've
No.
Have
flipped
you
the
already
board-
played a game?
I flipped the board a few times, but I've never lost a game.
Rix just takes out the card deck and kind of flips a card. Chess was never really my thing.
I had
played
this thing,
games.
but he played with people, not pieces.
It can feel like the same sometimes. All right. Let's do you want to explore the doors or
Yeah, I guess check them for traps and all that. There's a couch people could sit on.
all right. Rix is going to take the key over to to this door over here.
Okay.
And
We
carefully
should
open
do the
it.
side that's winning.
Okay. You insert the key into the key charm lock. You twist. You move to grab the door handle. You open the door. Jalira, can you do me a favor? Turn the aura off on your lantern
Okay.
really quick. Come here.
Oh shoot. Try to remember how to
Alt.
move. Alt. Thank you.
I was gonna say, it's like Rix is checking the door and everything. Bruce is gonna reach down and make a move for White.
Roll me an intelligence check. Or are you just randomly moving a piece?
Yeah, he'd like continue playing the game.
He'd make a legal move at least.
Let's see how this goes, everybody.
Gonna lie, Nick
shouldn't
was
be that
probably
bad, right?
looking at the board to try and see another move as well.
None of us have negative. Wow. That's
Just,
a word, isn't it?
Rip.
just the Rook 5.
You know,
Oh man.
kings ought to lead by example. He just puts the king out in front of the white army. This is where this should go.
All right, so Bruce might have been lying about playing chess before.
He could just be having an off day, you know? Maybe he's not familiar with this maneuver.
Next is just like
What? It's the king. The king gets to move the most, right?
That's the queen.
That isn't okay. Then why? But so if you take the queen, you win. Then, right?
No, it's the other way around.
No, why would the most powerful piece not be the what?
The queen is the boss.
Bruce.
All right.
Who designed this game?
You open the door.
The
And
queen, I guess.
kind of poke your head in. You can't help but feel a slight malevolent presence inside the room.
Okay, he's gonna take a step back.
You kind of turn, and there's this. It takes you a second to focus on it because you're just kind of peeking around the room. Dark vision not being like perfect vision.
For now.
Not yet. For now.
We know which other
Gifts of the traveler.
That'll come to level up.
Your immediate impression as you look in is it's another bedroom, but this is definitely a bedroom with more authority. The bed's bigger. You see a desk at the corner. To your left, you see this table upon which is a glowing purple dragon shard.
I'm guessing, is that the source of the malevolence?
No, is like as you're kind of glancing at that, like your eye kind of falls to it. You're just like, oh, it's a decent size. It looks like it's a good make, and like kind of almost like it's like your eyes are kind of focused on the distance of the crystal, and you kind of bring your eyes back and up, and there seems to be a spectral presence standing at the table, now looking at you. And I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh no, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
So, I mean, that just sounds like the king's just like a slightly better pawn. So,
Not as good.
and if you get him to the back, you don't even win.
X.
Like,
Except for
Okay, so I got a average.
yeah.
That's rolling so great now, guys.
hey, we took care of that fireball. That's the important thing. Nix has got this.
Nick's got to shove her brother out of the way.
Her Rick sense is tingling.
Rix is just like, oh no. She knows exactly what that means.
Meanwhile, she's been arguing with Bruce about chess.
I guess it depends on her class.
It doesn't make any sense.
Kisriel, initiative.
I mean, have you played checkers?
Kisriel's not there. What's 16?
16
okay,
is what you said.
Zaneem.
Yeah, 16 for a kiss.
18.
Sherry.
15,
Not 5. 15. Rix.
please.
10.
Nix.
T.
Huh?
20.
20. Okay, sorry, you cut out there for a second. Bruise.
8. No, I'm like, have you played checkers? Because if you get a piece to the back, you get like a double one. Isn't that what you do with the king?
No.
Bruce kicks the table.
Maybe that's why it's pissed off.
That could be a point.
I've been playing this game for 30 years.
Okay. The Wraith will go first.
I'm committed to this idea that we're the a-holes ruining everything.
Oh no, I'm gonna die. My con modifier is terrible.
Make sure I'm on the right lane.
And I'm out of temporary hit points.
I'm
Me
I'm choosing to believe that Rick says all of that out loud.
You're like, con modifier? What are you talking about, Rix? Rix is like, you just hear him go, oh no.
It's kind of, and just kind of reaches out to hit you.
It would, wouldn't it?
Uncanny dodge.
Yeah.
Shield spell.
Does a 23 hit you?
I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, DM? I genuinely want to know. Do you think it hits me?
26 damage, necrotic.
Yeah, I dodged that. So that's 13 points of damage.
Mm-hmm. And I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, I'm dead. Ooh, 16?
You succeed.
Guess I have a +1 con modifier.
+2.
+4.
You're the barbarian, I hope so.
Okay.
Ruth is a healthy boy.
Oh no.
Of course, that's when I usually nat 1, but whatever. We're gonna have a different conversation.
The struggle's real, man. The struggle's real.
Oh.
Okay. So, it hits you. You take 13 points of necrotic damage. You feel that kind of unholy death feeling as it kind of hits you. Like, it hits you in the shoulder, and you kind of feel it spread. It's whatever arm. Are you armed right now? No, have you been walking around with your sword out? Yes, no? Crossbow?
No, I crossbow. I put it away.
Okay. So it just kind of hits you in the arm. You just kind of feel that arm go numb for a second, but you shake it off. You regain feeling. You're like, oh. And then Nyx, it's your turn.
Is that how much I would have lost in hit points, Mike?
Maximum hit points reduced by an amount equal to the damage taken.
Oh, I'm so glad that I didn't fail. Oh my gosh.
See that. I know what's going on.
Okay, you see where it's just, oh!
It's like,
Dead arm. Almost quite literally.
Alright. Yeah, she's gonna...
Dead things. Dead things.
Did you change your hit points?
Oh, not in
On the-
here. Hold on. Let
Okay.
me change it in here to, what am I at now?
Yeah, she's gonna rush in and go over here. Past her brother, kind of use him, jump through into the room.
Just kind of push him into the wraith to not get hit by the wraith as you kind of dodge around him into the room.
No, not that intentional, but you know.
Okay.
It feel like that sometimes.
Yeah, we're you know,
We're used to it.
we're used
Throwing
to
each
it.
other into the way.
All right. And because there was no shadow out there, I couldn't do the shadow, so
Oh,
It's still
I think
really
you're
good.
Both of those will hit.
and then the third strike is her bonus action.
All 3 of those will hit.
Yes!
Okay.
With her magic gloves! Whoop, boom, boom, boom!
Ooh, girl.
This is gonna hurt, though!
It's not its turn though. You're fine. You're fine.
I know.
We have other people to get through. Hopefully, we'll do better.
Okay.
Well, there's still the mystery.
Zanim, it is, unless there's anything else you'd like to do next, Zanim, it is your turn.
I'm good.
After Zanim is Kiz.
I take 2 steps forward. No. 3 steps forward. There we go. Now I see creepy Wraith.
Wraithy boy.
Here. Can I safely firebolt around Rex?
He is kind of taking up the doorway, so it will have a spot of cover from you. 12 will not hit.
So 13 just hits. Got it.
Well, it
I
has
also
cover
had
too.
slight cover.
Oh,
would have been good fire.
oh that's
damage.
right. Yeah, we've been really good fire damage. Shoot.
When her firebolts are on, her firebolts are on. Okay. Zaneem, anything else you'd like to do for your turn? You're gonna step a little bit farther away. Okay,
Sit down on the
Kizriel.
couch.
I'm going to parkour over the table.
Acrobatics check, please. Because you're a halfling.
Under the table.
You're good.
Does she land on the
Look,
couch?
oh, do I disturb the chest?
Didn't even disturb the game.
She was just like, whoo.
Bruce, look. All Rix knows is Bruce moved a piece, and then there's a wraith next to Bruce. Or next to Rix.
To be
It's not
fair. No, it's fair. It's totally
Okay, Kizriel, you parkour the table, no problems.
Do I move? Did I hit any pieces?
No, you're good. You got a good roll there. You're good. You did not disturb the game.
All right, I'm gonna try sharpshooter in this, mostly because need to. But I ignore cover.
No matter, I don't think. Yeah.
I ignore cover no matter what. I just felt like I needed a reminder.
It's a 12 though, because it's minus 10, right?
No, I think it's -5.
It's minus.
Let me check.
-5, but plus 10 damage.
So minus 5 would put it at 17. So
17 hits.
and then plus 10, so 19 divided by 2.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to do as much as you think it would.
No, it does exactly what I expected to. I have a non-magical weapon in a place full of ghosts.
Okay.
Like, why aren't you magical?
Why aren't one of you a cleric?
Because this was meant to be a one-shot.
This was supposed to be one time.
If I knew this was going to turn into a campaign, I would have made a cleric.
If I knew this was going to be a campaign, I would not have been a Beastmaster.
Okay, so after that, anything else you do for your turn, Kizriel?
You're gonna shoot again?
I do want Gora to kind of be like ready to pull somebody out, but I know she can't do much against ghosts either, so she's just doing it.
Okay.
Oh wait, I get another shot.
You do.
You do.
I'd like to sharpshooter this too. So -5, so that puts it at 14.
14 hits.
16 divided by 2 is 8.
It takes 8 damage. Gora moves in further. Anything else you have Gora do?
No, she's just gonna be ready to pull Rix out if he dies.
Okay. Okay, Cherry.
That's fair.
Okay, I'm gonna scooch over so I can see what everybody's weirding out about. I still don't see it.
You see, yeah. So
Okay, so try here. No, I accidentally see a different room, and I'm sorry.
you can move through an ally space, so you can probably come over here.
You could move
Kinda
right
just
there in
wanna
front
be
of.
there.
It's okay, guys. If
Why
I
did
do
it let you
die,
through that space? It shouldn't have.
I'll bring in a cleric.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't pay attention to what I saw though.
Cool.
Legit though, I think. We're
I just assume we're in like the faculty quarters.
This is administration right now. Look at that room.
I think I can. He's got partial cover, but can I still try and shoot him?
We're just
Sure.
fighting the comptroller.
Between cover from the door and Rix, it's a little bit heavier cover than partial, so.
I'll have to do really good.
It's natural 20, you're fine.
What?
That's a
Almost.
19, though.
Very close.
That was really close though.
Almost. A 25 will hit.
Come on, click for me, please. What's funny? Hello. We will never know.
I will click the button. Does it go? Can you click the damages from your sheet?
I got it there. Is it loading? Is it not loading?
Doesn't seem like it's loading the damage. You could manually.
Just roll the attack. Just roll the whole attack.
It's a light crossbow.
Where-
D8,
what, there?
I'm seeing
Light
here.
crossbow?
That's what I always hit. Yeah, I don't know why.
I think it might be a D8. I know that Rix's crossbow is a
Okay.
D8.
I finally got a number. It's 8.
8. 8. Okay. It won't take 8 damage, but yeah, you hit it.
Woohoo!
You do some damage.
Woohoo!
Okay, Rix.
Better.
Or anything else on your turn, Jalira?
Decisions.
She's going to set up the lamp to be right there, so hopefully it can illuminate any ghosts and it'll be ideally located.
Okay.
Also, we get a really good view of the game.
Okay. Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Okay. I'm going to go here. Bonus action disengage. Go over here and hopefully not get killed. And I'm going to use, if it's okay, use part of my movement to take out my crossbow. Since I haven't used my full movement. And I'm going to shoot at him.
Come on, use the fire attack. Use it.
Sure. Oh, he's within 5 feet of a person, so I get advantage, right? No, it's just a sneak attack. Is it advantage or sneak attack?
Sneak attack.
Sneak attack.
Okay. No, it doesn't hit.
Good.
It's because I said I was going to do it with fire. That's why. My gloves.
Okay.
But it's a
Anything
guarantee if I say I'm going to do it with fire. No, it's all I can do.
You're just like, oh gosh. Get away
He's just
from
like I think his arm's still kind of dead feeling like ha.
Okay.
All right. And yeah, it's the end of my turn.
Bruce.
Alright, Bruce is gonna head over, kind of stepping past Nick. Excuse me, sorry. Hello. Is there any way to gauge like how damaged this ghost looks? Like how we fought a couple of these.
It definitely does look a little more separated, pulled apart. Like it is not as livid and solid as it was when Rix first entered the room.
All right, and Bruce will swing. The second one looks like it misses. First one's a 20 to hit.
20 will hit.
8 slashing damage, 1 radiant.
So total one-hand damage is 11, it says. Is that right?
No, I think it's factoring in.
Oh,
rage
it
damage,
does
but I'm
rage
not
as well, so-
Yeah, I'm not raging.
Never mind. You're right.
Okay.
So a
it
9
takes
and a
damage. Does
Was
not
that your
like,
game?
Does not like the radiant damage, but it doesn't seem to do more than it should.
Was that your game? Were you winning or losing?
He was winning. I think he's the dark side.
I mean, we don't know.
I think you were helping him win.
Darth
Well,
Vader,
you know,
is that
Anything
you?
ruining
else on
his
your
game.
turn?
He's just gonna turn
no.
to Bruce. No, I'm your father.
Really?
That explains so much. He was a changed. Wait.
What? I thought his dad was like an elf or something.
We don't know.
Shadowslayers half convinced he was part changeling too somehow.
Just about every race. Just chuck it in there. That's Bruce.
All of our parents are just Kiz's parents, who aren't actually halflings but changelings.
Good ones. 'Cause changeling can't normally turn into halflings.
They were a special type.
Apparently, and able to have, Anyway, focusing.
Okay. Cherry, as you sit there, kind of looking, trying to find another shot, you feel something cold step out of the wall beside you, almost behind you,
But why?
as this claw reaches out and strikes at you.
I messed up its game! We're
I
making
will
noise.
squeal like a chickmunk.
Dang it, Bruce.
Does a 12 hit you?
12 does not hit me.
The chipmunk squeal does
You hit it with you block it with your shield.
The sonic damage from the squeal drives it backwards.
I'm like, oh, I didn't know rodents could get that loud.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
Stop it.
4'9" rodent.
Okay. And then it heals back into the wall. Okay.
Do you get an opportunity?
Do I get an attack of opportunity?
Okay. Attack of opportunity.
You don't have a melee weapon out, do you?
Just hit it with the
No,
crossbow.
it's just my cross.
Yeah. Go ahead and make me.
Yeah, probably hit it with the shield blocked with.
Just make me without proficiency, so it would just be an unarmed. Do you have unarmed strike? Should be one of your options, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and make an unarmed strike at it.
9.
A 9 does not hit.
Yeah.
It kind of fades back. Like you swing at it, like oh my, like ee! You slam your shield at it, but it kind of like flows with your shield into the wall. Your shield clangs into the wall behind you, kind of alerting everybody who didn't hear the sonic, the subsonic squeal.
I didn't know Jerry could get that poofy.
I can't see her.
Bruce, the Wraith turns to you. You've obviously anointed about your chess game comment.
Were you losing?
Does the 24 hit you?
Yeah, 24 is gonna hit.
26 points of damage? I need a Constitution saving throw.
These guys are wicked.
That's hope for good. Okay.
Oh, you're good.
Oh,
You're good.
that was pretty good.
Okay, Bruce is at a
And that is
third health.
necrotic. That is necrotic damage. So.
Oh,
Okay. Actually, I looked at you. He's like, I was losing.
Don't take it out on me. Get better at the game.
He said thanks because you moved the king so far out in front. Had a chance to eyeball the game. Oh man.
okay, I'm just gonna punch.
At which point Nix's turn is it's Nix's turn. A 24 will hit. What is even happening? A 12 will not hit and a 10 will not hit.
Take it. Oh.
That 12 though, you're like, ugh, so you punch at it. You're almost sure that 12 is going to contact it. Just barely kind of just micro movement its head as your arm goes past it.
Oh, can I do a stunning or a flurry of blows? Or is that too late?
You've already rolled your strike. Sorry.
Okay, just checking. All right, we're good.
Declare your attacks before you roll them. It helps.
Will do.
Okay. After that, anything else?
Nope, that's all she can do.
You're just gonna stay there. Okay.
I'm not moving away from that thing. It's gonna kill me if I do.
After next is Z.
You can step over me if you need to, Z.
I stepped around you, not over you.
Well, you're welcome to.
Okay, Z, what you doing?
Same old, same old.
Fire in the hole.
Fire in the
A
hole.
10 does not hit.
Well, crapola.
What is with these 10s?
Anything else on your round?
She rolled a 3. Ouch.
Kisriel, you're up.
Wait, she rolled twice. The first one's a 13.
Jalira.
I did. I accidentally hit it
No.
twice.
Oh, sorry, I only saw the most bottom one. 13 will hit.
Ooh. Take that 4 damage, you.
And it will.
Take it and like it.
Kisriel, your turn.
I'm gonna leave Squirrel where she is because she can't do much.
Okay.
She'll be able to bite ghosts soon. Not yet.
Soon.
Okay, so I'm going to sharpshooter again.
Okay.
Like 1 or 2 levels soon.
Okay, so that one misses.
If it comes to an
All right.
11, yes, an 11 will miss.
So I'll be like, okay, don't get cocky, and this will be a regular. So
A
15
15 will hit.
and 11, so 5.
How do you want to do this?
Just somehow, if the ethereal strands are being held together somewhere, she just snaps that point with her arrow.
And that wraith disappears into nothingness.
More, there's more.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and take a break here.
Okay.
Yay, refill my water.
But we're going back
And-
into combat as soon as we get back, right?
Yep, we're gonna
Yeah,
go
we
straight back
saw
into
the other
combat.
way.
We'll start the next round with Cherry's turn. Anyways, we'll be back here in 15 minutes and see you then. And welcome back. We're going to continue right where we left off, back in combat with Jalira. What are you going to do now?
Scramble away in panic. I think what I'm gonna do is like another ghost, and then just oh shoot. I think I'm stuck on the door. Can I be moved over here, please? Thank you. I almost want to get as close to. Wait, why is it doing that? Okay. Right away. You don't have hit points for this. Yeah. Can I be here? I just want to be a little further away from the other ghost.
Where do you want to be? Like in that space with Guara, like the space right above Guara.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see. You could. Can you alt yourself there?
Yeah.
I'm just like.
I just don't. I want to be.
You can like basically sit on her.
But I'm also gonna have my bow out ready, crossbow pointed at the door, and hold that shot for if a ghost or spectral entity appears.
Okay. Okay. Crossbows out, held for a spectral entity appearing. Rix.
Curious about something, but it sounded like Jalira was in trouble, so Rix is gonna move forward.
Just gotta.
He's gonna go here. But he's gonna have his crossbow ready to shoot at whatever appears that is perceived as a threat.
Okay. Bruise.
Bruce is gonna ready the gust cantrip. So if something comes, he's gonna push it back.
Nope.
Well, I guess we gotta fight the winner now.
Okay. With everybody's eyes peeled on the wall right next to the door, Zanim is all like, Zanim not having a chance to kind of move herself away from where she's like everybody's looking at that wall. Zanim hasn't had a chance to act. when through the wall and the couch behind Kisrael, the ghost appears.
Pew pew! I fire!
You get to fire your
Can
shot,
I
right?
Yeah, I think a lot of us are holding actions.
So, Jalira, your shot will go off first.
No, not bolts. Silly.
23 will hit.
6 pokey damage.
6 non-magic pokey damage.
3 pokey damage. Okay. Rix, your shot will go off. A 16 will hit.
It's within 5 feet of an ally. So 22 points of magic damage. With the sneak attack and everything.
Yep.
Dang!
Bruce, can you see it from your angle?
Nope.
No, you can't.
Okay.
Bruce is gonna hit the chess game.
You see Rick's fire shot, you're just like, son of a!
Maybe they were committed to this game. The other one was. Maybe this will distract them and they'll come after
This
me.
is his way of flipping a table, like literally with the gust cantrip. Now no one wins. You all lose.
Okay. Kisrael.
I mean, it was winning. I mean, so I'm assuming.
Does the 23 hit you?
Yes! Why does Sanim get these rolls?
Really good.
I think we're doing
Mike's been rolling really well all night. Ooh.
I don't want to roll this button, guys. 22 points of damage.
Okay.
And your hit point total is reduced by 22 points.
What's your current?
As you did not succeed your con save.
I didn't. She's got 5 temporary hit points.
It'll chew through the 5. Like,
So
those
it's
5 are just
17.
17. Did you guys see Kisrael, like, Rix, you just kind of, like, you fired the thing, you kind of look down, you see where it's swiped, you see Kisrael, like, visibly weaken for a minute, like, lose some of the vitality that has made Kiz that sharp, on-edge ranger going through, just kind of,
And, I did say during the break that I thought I was the only one that had the hit points. Bruce might, but I can't see his sheet in
The
roll
Bruce
20.
doesn't really have. No.
Okay,
Tony's out hit points.
Does the max HP drop by 22 or 17?
17.
Max. Temp HP minus 17. That didn't work. Override max HP.
These guys
you
are
like to make
much
it-
stronger than the last ones. Sorry.
Would you like to make an unarmed strike as it pulls itself back through the wall?
Hey, let me see if an unarmed strike would even do anything.
You,
Yeah, it would do a 1.
you could technically fire your bow. It would be a disadvantage, but you could fire the bow.
Bows could be used. Just crossbows with that reload property, I would not say you could use as a reaction.
But bows you would?
Yeah,
With
You're
disadvantage?
a sharpshooter. You've done this for a while. I'm gonna let the bow slide on this one.
But it's a disadvantage because it's melee?
Yes.
Ah! So
It's
13.
still hits, right?
13 just.
Yeah.
Like its back section kind of pulls through the wall and its head kind of bam, and it kind of sucks back into the wall. But you see it get visibly just forced back into the wall, like ugh.
No touchies.
Yeah, kids.
Leave our ranger alone, man.
3 points of damage. Okay. Nyx, your turn.
no idea what's going on in the other room. Yeah.
Kids would have made sounds on the order of ah! Ah!
Rix would have been like, oh no.
Yeah, she would have. She's like, oh crap.
Rix, you're keeping track of your bolts, right? Your ones that went into the fireball, they did not recover.
Yeah, I
And
imagine so.
your one that just shot the wall is broken.
Noted, but it still hit it.
It did hit it.
So yeah, 3 down. Thank you. I'm really bad at keeping track of that stuff.
It's me. I got to get rid of one of mine too. Then.
My hit mites don't look so bad when it's just a solid green bar.
All right.
Yeah, compared to like the blue underneath, just like that's not terrible, right?
I could do we could do it this way to show.
She doesn't see anything.
Yeah, you kind of enter. You see, Kiz is like visibly just drained. Like Kiz is visibly hurting.
Where'd it go?
Who's looking the worst?
That way.
Can we talk to these ones?
Gonna try and be here and prepare to punch prepare punching if it appears anywhere that she can hit. That's all she's got.
I want to say I asked around in Lyrenton about stuff to help us fight ghosts and undead, right? Right?
Okay. Nyx, after your turn, Z, your turn.
Okay, the ghost isn't in the room with me anymore.
Correct.
Yeah, but he's coming in from either here or here.
If any of us take another hit from that thing, I don't know.
Here. Or here.
I mean, it's been doing 23 and 22 as its damage, so.
I can't take another hit.
I don't think many of us can take another hit, to be honest. Oh, did you update your roll 21, Nebulin?
Yeah, I did, but you can't really tell because I also reduced the max.
Oh, rip.
Yeah, that makes it change, doesn't it?
It's like, I'm at 2/3 health, it's fine. Out of 32. Which I think
Since
it puts
I
me
don't actually see it, and nothing I think of right now will go well through walls, I cast Mage Armor on myself.
You already did.
You had already done that. Mage Armor is still active for 8 hours. So you have an armor class of, is it 15 right now?
You
Or
could
16?
ready your hypnotic gaze.
Oh, that's true. I'm not gonna... Hold on. Let me take that spell back. That was...
It was a first level spell slot.
Thank you. There we go. I had forgotten about that. I'm gonna ready Firebolt. So next time it shows up anywhere that I can see it, I'm zapping it with fire.
Baby, you're you're bolt.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. After that is Kizrael, your turn.
I'm going to get on the table, kick whatever pieces are left, and
Angrily stomps on the pieces.
and ready a attack.
Okay.
I assume that I could do the kicking of the chess pieces as a free action. If not, then I will not do that.
Huh.
Okay. You ready in action to shoot a couple more arrows. Jalira, you're up.
Okay. I guess I go and I take one of my armbands off. I click something on it and I stick it on Kiz's arm and cast Sanctuary on her.
Okay, how do I use it? Does it fit on me? Or is it like, do I have to like
No,
hold
it's
it outside my
Velcro.
arm? So
It's
it
Velcro.
Because I have a tiny arm.
Velcro!
Why are you not aligning to grid? There you are. Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't sure why earlier either.
Well, I think you were squished against the wall in that corner space.
Gotcha. Okay.
Alright, I'll read over this.
Freaking.
Tell the spell ends. Any creature and target sword creature with an attack or harmful spell.
How long does it last?
I know what I'm gonna do.
1 minute. So 10 rounds.
Oh wait, that was a bonus action. That's all I got though.
And then ready to cross.
I just would get my crossbow ready again.
Okay.
I mean,
Rick.
honestly, I'm not the worst
Okay.
hurt right now.
Yeah,
This
but
is
Zanima Nix are
you're
worse.
so tiny.
this is what I want to do, Mike. I want to see if I can just have all of my movement consumed to switch weapons, where I would not have any movements at all.
Roll me a dexterity check.
12.
Oh, okay. Switching out your crossbow for.
Traveler's Gift.
Okay.
I want that to just eat my movement, so I have no movement unless I use my bonus action to move. And I want
Okay.
to prepare, or I want to have Sacred Flame ready to throw at this thing should it appear again.
Okay.
Who came prepared to fight ghosts? Not me.
And I will use my bonus action before preparing it, to...
Wait, can you do a bonus
No, I'm
action
just gonna-
but
I'm
still
just
hold
gonna-
an action?
No, I'm just going to stay put and hold Sacred Flame as an action. So the next time I see that thing, whether it's behind me or in front of me or whatever, I'm going to throw Sacred Flame at it.
Okay. Bruise.
Bruce isn't really sure what all's going on, so he's gonna come into the main room. I guess he's gonna stand here. Kind of seeing everybody at the ready and not seeing a ghost, he's going to prep to take the attack anything that gets near him or within reach. I can't recklessly prepare that, can I?
No, I don't think you can recklessly prepare an attack.
Okay.
That seems to be counter to the idea of preparing something.
Hold on. Let me read reckless attack.
I'm sure you can. It's fine.
It's like recklessly packing your school lunch.
Recklessly packing your school lunch.
Well, that's
Just
easy.
throw a
Just-
jar of pickles in a paper bag. Ha
I have no idea what that was the first example I thought of.
You know what? I'm here for it.
You know what? No. I'll let you prepare it recklessly. Because that means if it comes out and swipes at you, you have that same defenseless.
Dang it, Mike.
You're just like, come on and bring it. And is that it for your turn?
Yeah, he just. All right. We can do this.
Okay.
I hope we made the right choice.
Rix. Can you go ahead and make a Sacred Flame attack?
You need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Can you still? Okay. You casted it.
Oh, I'll cast it, but you have to make the dex
Yeah.
saving throw for it.
I'd like to see you cast it. That's all. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Work, please work.
Cherry, do me a favor. Roll an attack.
Of the crossbow?
Yeah. As it emerges in the room, Rix is really the only one with a clear shot at it. Nyx can't see it, Bruce can't see it, Z nor Kiz can see it because of a wall here. You instinctively kind of pick up on that edge of Rix's sacred flame, just him stretching out his sword, casting sacred flame at it, and you instinctively fire off in that same direction. However, because of your angle, you hear it kind of, the arrow impact onto wood as you just kind of miss where it would have been.
Oh, please fail this throw.
Okay, this is a dexterity saving throw, you said?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to have any proficiency with that, so... 14.
He said, so he saves?
He saves, so he takes no radiant damage.
Just like the flare of the sacred flame goes off.
We still see the flash, and we're like, what?
You guys kind of pick up a flash coming from behind you, though you're not able to really see what Rix casted the flash at.
You were gonna go into that room, but Nyx did not!
It's
Dang it!
kind of like you do it, and it's kind of just barely seems to phase like slightly back into the wall as your flame goes up near it, but not enough to hurt it.
I give it the
kind
finger.
of slides back out.
So it poked
And it
its head
advances
in,
towards you.
and then, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's gonna attack me. I want to use my visage on it.
Okay. Kizriel, go ahead and make your attack. You have kind of a half angle at it. So it's going to have cover. No, wait, you've got sharpshooter. You go ahead and make your attack.
You let me have it.
It
So
moves into
it's-
view.
Regular
It's
attack.
I'm imposing disadvantage on whatever attack it does on me.
Okay. That's a natural 20, right?
Yeah, it is. So the critical, it did calculate that. So 13, no, 15, 14, 17, 7 piercing,
So total.
7.
It was.
He reduced
That's
it
already
for you.
had. Yeah, she already reduced it for you.
Okay. So
I'll shoot again.
Hold on.
Go,
Five
go.
will hit.
No,
And a-
dang, dang girl.
And
The
another
second one also
5.
hits.
And another
I'm-
one.
I'm mad.
And another one cast.
And another one.
Slowly, it's like as parts of it start to dissolve. Having fought a series of these kind of creatures, you know where to shoot. You're like,
Looking for the threads of ethereal magic where they stick together.
like
Trying to.
you kind of catch it, like you shoot your arrow through, like the door jamb is kind of cocked. You've got that slit between the door and the wall, just poof, poof, right into it. And okay, you said you impose disadvantage, correct, Rix?
Yeah. It hits.
Okay, hold on.
Wait, no.
That just did the one. It didn't actually do disadvantage.
Okay.
So
That hits.
17
first-
necrotic damage,
Uncanny dodge.
and I need a dexterity. A Constitution saving throw.
This is where it is. This right here. Okay, so I take half of that, which is what?
8.
Okay. 15?
15 succeeds.
Oh,
Thank goodness.
oh my gosh. Dope. Rick has his sword out though. He's ready.
He's all like,
He's like, dang it!
Speaking
Don't
of,
do
go
this,
ahead
Cole.
and make a. If you'd like to use your
Reaction.
you
to-
can't.
I
It
can't,
moves away
'cause
from you.
I can't because it
As you cast
I
Sacred
used
Flame.
also because I had a reaction as well. So I used I used a held action, and then I had my reaction to impose disadvantage on him.
Well,
So I have-
technically, you couldn't use your reaction because holding an action uses your reaction.
Does it?
Yeah,
Right?
I remember Matt Mercer talking about that.
Well, I mean, Matt isn't necessarily wizards. That's why I'm asking.
That's fine. Let me double check.
Matt also rounds down when I think the manual actually says to round up, but it's fine.
I've always rounded down too. Like that's my thing.
Yeah, I mean, like most people round down,
but I round down for myself too.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. I was like, it's one of those things where it's like it depends on the person who's DMing. So like,
I just remember being intrigued when Matt was describing how that worked.
Yeah, I'm just not sure because it also depends on any edition too.
Okay.
I think in 5th edition it does specify to round down for most things. And I'm pretty sure holding an action turns it into your reaction.
That be under held action?
Probably. I mean, to be fair, the 17 hit anyways.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and that would have been the initial hit anyway.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Otherwise, and then I can keep my feature. But I'm gonna.
Yeah, this if it turns out this way, like that would let you hold your feature. You would not have used it. So this actually benefits you for us looking up this rule.
Yeah, I'm just double checking.
It's the tuft of hair in front of me.
Where does it talk about held actions? Looking in combat. Your turn bonus actions.
I have to look.
Regardless, the way I have rolled it in the past, I have used held actions as reactions.
That's fine. I mean, like I'm totally cool with that. I'm just not 100% sure about like how it goes. So I get to keep my feature, which is dope because that means I don't have to take a nap to get it back.
Mm-hmm. So you're good. You've got that held for now. Okay. It backs away into the stone without you being able to do anything to it, and it is Nyx's turn.
I hate this thing.
Well, held.
After Nyx is Z.
Yeah, she's just kind of like, where is this thing? Is it still in there? All right. So she's gonna stay put and hold her action again to punch it if it comes in range. Doesn't know what else to
do. Ready. Using your reaction. Great.
Did you find the specific?
Yeah, it's the ready to action under actions in combat.
Ready to action. Okay, gotcha. It's not. I keep looking for held. I'm like, where's the hold?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was searching D&D Beyond for held action or hold action. I'm like, why isn't it giving me?
Yeah, cool. Okay, so you prepare. Z, what are you doing?
I'm gonna continue to hold my action in case I see the thing again. Mm-hmm. But I am gonna move over here. Well, that was an ominous green circle.
I didn't mean to type it if I did. I think that was you, Ben.
If it's a pale green, it's yours. If it's a bright green, it's mine.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to get out of everybody's way because we're all really clustered together. So I move over here, but I'm still holding my firebolt.
It's like Wraiths and Clone of Cold all at the same time.
We haven't had multiple people down yet. We're okay so far. You guys hopefully you won't have PTSD just yet.
That was my first character death game.
Julia literally cried.
We do have a celestial warlock with us though, guys.
Yeah.
Do we? Can you pull your turret out?
I have already for this.
How long? I mean, how is it?
For this long rest, she's used it. If it. And I don't think she took a short rest with everybody else, so.
You can burn
Well,
a
she can
spell
only
to
use
pull
it-
it out too.
I did take a short rest because I unclicked my shifting.
Wait, you can only use your turret once per long rest? That's worse than a Beastmaster.
It's one of my exchange. It's apparently also one of the things that I'm.
Okay. You're an
what's the-
artillerist.
What's
Shouldn't
the
you be able to
node
use your
called?
artillery?
Eldritch
Okay,
Cannon.
let's-
The Eldritch
let's-
Cannon is apparently better.
Let's
than
pull
that
back
in
from
that
this
case.
conversation. We can talk about this later.
Okay.
It's Zaneem, did you prepare anything?
Yeah, firebolt.
Okay, Kizrael, what did you do?
I will prepare a shot.
Okay. Jalira, what are you doing?
Can I? Okay, only I can only hold an action for me or Guara, not both, right? I think so because we have to share actions.
Like, what would you want her to do?
If something comes within melee range, she's taking a swipe. That's all. But we have to share actions, so I don't think I can let her do that.
Are you at the point where she can take a swipe and you can take a shot?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna say that that's something you could potentially ready. Just if it's something that comes out by her, she'll take her swipe first.
Okay, but so far it hasn't shown interest in coming that way, so I'm gonna take the chance and ready my attack as both attacks.
2 attacks, okay. Like in the future though, if you want to ready Guar to have an attack and you to have an attack, I think that's appropriate. If I can let Bruise prepare recklessly. Okay. Prepare to be reckless.
Prepare to be reckless.
Okay, Jalira, what are you doing?
I'm gonna just prepare a bolt.
Okay.
That's all I feel I can do right now.
Rix, what are you doing?
I'm gonna hold another sacred flame. Because I think I have sights on it pretty much wherever I'm standing.
Okay.
Crap though. But because if it appears in here, Jalira, Nixon, Kiss are kind of in sights. I'm going to shuffle into here and hold Sacred Flame ready as a ready action. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to cast a spell. Who looks the roughest right now?
Saneem's at 19.
Bruce is probably looking the roughest.
No, he's got 25.
You're the roughest. You've got 16.
Me?
20.
Oh wait, no, I have to update my sheet. Hold on.
That kid is at like 5.
Yeah, I'm at 16.
No, I used up my 5 temporary hit points. That's all.
Okay.
So
I have 22.
He's not going to spend it on himself though. He's going to, as he's walking by to move, he's going to touch his sister on the shoulder, and he's going to cast protection from evil and good on her, which means that any creature, that's aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead, will have disadvantage on attack rolls against her, and she can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed. And yeah, so he's just going to place that on his sister's shoulder as he walks by he's just going to say something softly under his breath. As he does that, I think the gem on his traveler's gift is going to glow gently, and then he's going to stand here and
I am sorry. I
ready.
ended your spell.
Who ended my spell?
Oh, that's right.
I took an attack, so that means the sanctuary she cast is gone.
It's fine. So yeah, so she's what's it called? So at least Nyx is protected to his knowledge right now. So, and that's it for my turn.
Okay. Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce is holding an attack. I guess, recklessly still. He's just kind of like almost gotten down a little bit, like almost getting more feral as the eyes are getting wide, and he's just waiting for this thing to appear, and he's gonna try to kill it before it kills him or someone else.
Okay. Okay. Moments of silence happen. Everybody's tense, tight like a bowstring. Kisriel, how tall are you?
I am 2'9", I think. Let me check. And then I'm on the table still. 2'8". I'm short.
2'8". The table is about 3.5 feet tall.
Wow.
which puts your head at what?
3.5. So that's 5 feet. 6 feet tall.
As tense, looking around, and the monster, the wraith comes in from the ceiling right above you. Like, not looking. You're just, like, and you just kind of feel this gust of cold come down as it comes straight down on top of you.
Can I
Held action.
So is it on top of me? So it's disadvantage?
It's coming up. Yeah, it's coming down on top of you. However, Nyx, roll your attack.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
gosh.
think you can stun it.
Can I try that now, or is that too late? Because I didn't say I held that.
No, it says
That's
when you hit
it.
with an attack, you can
When you
choose
hit with an
to
attack,
do
you
so.
can choose to do then. A 10 will miss. A 14 will hit.
All right, I'm gonna try stunning strike.
Can I get stunned?
I'll find out.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah, I'm like,
It's worth a shot to try.
I'm happy to see if we can stun a ghost. Shoot.
He's punching it with magic.
Oh, I can interfere with the flow of Kai, so it's not necessarily hitting the nervous system.
Yeah.
Just the
I didn't
flow
realize
of the
that
energy.
before.
Nice.
Namaste.
I'm here for it.
Just depends on whether or not it's immune to the stun condition or not.
Condition immunities do not include stunned.
Did it roll?
Nice.
It's gotta make its Constitution save.
I know Mike's been rolling high all night.
I know.
This is the time where it rolls natural 1, guys.
No.
19.
Oh.
Because of that +3 modifier. What the F, man? Sucking all the life from us. That's why.
Every time it sucks away its life.
It's got a -2 to strength.
Yeah.
Grapple,
Okay.
Like,
guys.
can it be knocked prone?
No, it's immune to prone.
Dang it. Gamora would give it a shot.
Can you
Roll
grapple
for
it?
Well, I hit it with 6 points of damage.
Hey, Mike, can you grapple a wraith?
Does
Hold on.
Bruce hit it?
Hold on, checking. Yep. I'm going in order. Z.
Oh, okay.
Fireball. Or
Oh,
fireball.
sorry.
Getting anxious, kids. Getting anxious.
Sorry.
It's on her head. I'd be anxious.
I would just hit if it's.
A 26 will hit.
3!
With 3 fire damage.
What is these damage rolls?
on every miss. Oh, I'm so sorry, Amy.
Israel,
Amy's face
your
right now is
first
a
shot
mood.
just barely hits.
Well, that's with disadvantage. So that's the first shot.
First shot, second shot.
What the F, man?
Hits.
Ooh. Double 26 it is.
Get it.
So same deal. Just
Get off me. Get off me.
Okay. Who's after Kiz? Talira, crossbow shot. It is in melee range.
Yeah. So that's disadvantage.
Correct. It's like in Kiz's face. Like it's right there.
Yeah. 9.
A 9 will miss. Rix.
I didn't have a held action.
Oh, that's right. You spent it. Okay.
Yeah, I cast a spell on Nyx.
Bruise.
I should have cast it on kids. Shoot.
Alright.
That's okay. I blew the sanctuary, so
It would have held regardless. That's the thing. It's a concentration spell.
So 18 for
18
9
will hit.
slashing and 4 radiant.
Still standing.
Second strike.
Still standing.
Oh god, numbers.
Oh no! Oh, he got a crit.
How do you want to do this?
Oh my.
Alright, so I was gonna ask, because it hasn't come up before, that
Jeez.
the half-orc specialty says you can roll one of the dies that weapon's capable of, so I was gonna see if I could do extra radiant damage if I crit. However, that's enough to crit. That, yeah, just numbers.
Just numbers.
So many numbers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Beautiful numbers.
I might disagree on the whole. It's easier to read. Yeah.
This is awesome, though.
Makes my brain hurt.
Honestly, I feel like Bruce is gonna dive, swinging his axe kind of wildly as he does, and he's basically gonna tackle Kiz off the table to try to like keep her, like protect her from this thing.
Okay.
So like he would like dive, swinging wildly, like grab her, and just kind of land on the ground like with her under him, so that if it attacked anything, it would hit his back.
Rix, roll me an acrobatics check.
Oh no.
I was wondering if I needed to roll something to
You need
dodge
me to
that.
You
Wow.
need me to roll an athletics check?
Oh,
No,
that's
you're
fine.
good. You're good.
15, I'm good.
Yeah.
Rix is just like, whoa!
Like you see like this almost like bloodlusting half-orc just like swing it as it's like it's raising claw to bring down on Kizriel. It hits the arm, and the arm just kind of ghostly disappears from its arm. Like the radiant damage hits it, seems to disconnect it. He just kind of dives up, pushes Kiz to the side into you, but you kind of stable and catch Kiz and put her down without falling over yourself, and he's just like straight to the face with his axe. It hits it, and then just the radiant damage from his axe just spreads out, encompassing this whole figure as it. And it's gone.
Please tell me there are no more of those.
Ah,
Oh, did I pull Kiz in the other room? Sorry, Kiz.
We
sorry.
need to rest. Alright. Rix is going to kind of stand there breathing for a minute.
Kiz is gonna lean into Bruce.
Had 4 hit points left.
Credit.
Gosh.
Nyx is gonna go over to Rix, kind of take him by the shoulders. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Are you okay?
I'm fine. It didn't hit me at all this time.
It hit Kiz though. Kiz! And he's gonna immediately turn and look at Kiz. And he's like, he's got nothing.
We've got nothing.
She's like leaning on Bruce. He's their comforting presence at the moment.
Bruce is kind of like on the ground, and like he basically was waiting for an attack that's not coming, and he's not sure at what point he's going to realize that he's not about to die.
It's like, it's gone. You did it. When she notices.
Like he just kind of like his eyes are wide, like kind of alternate between like clenching shut, waiting to get hit, and then opening wide, like and breathing.
Like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
I don't know how much more we can do.
Please. Well,
He's just gonna walk past everyone and then just flop on this bed.
Bruce is gonna like, if Kiz is leaning on him, he's gonna like take his arm and like wrap it around her and then fall onto his back and just like he was fairly certain he was about to lose her. And so he's just like holding her and not really sure how to deal with the situation.
well, Guara will probably start licking both of us, which of course is very uncomfortable because she is big kitty.
Bruce is
Coarse tongue.
He's very salty at the moment, so if she needs, minerals.
Trying to
Yeah, he's
go ahead
drenched
and
in sweat.
she's gonna, lean against this door and see if she can hear anything.
Roll me a perception check.
Kiz is just gonna cry a little. Oh.
Don't seem to hear anything.
Is she putting her head to the door? Okay, I think that'll make me alert me. Oh wait, you're right. We haven't covered this yet, so I'd like to come and try and help too.
Oh, from the bed, he's gonna be like, Jalera, there's a dragon shard.
What? Never mind.
That's what he was like.
This moment of, I'm going to help. No, I'm not.
I just didn't even look in
You
that
will
room.
see a big old dragon shard right here.
Should we-
So pretty.
Should we check this room? What if there's more?
Rix is just lying there like,
If there's more, they haven't come out. I'm just gonna wait here. She's like,
Bruce is just laying there on whatever's left of that table.
That table is non-existent anymore. You got a couple of chess pieces in some uncomfortable places, but you don't seem to care about it right now. It's not important.
Just poking you between a couple of ribs. You don't even care.
It's just
He's
background
just
sensory input that
it's like
serves
stepping
no
on a Lego.
purpose now.
And he's just breathing shakily, just kind of that he's trying to calm down from.
Yeah, that's why Kiz is crying. I think she's just working out everything.
standing by that door, waiting for something to come out.
I could do primeval awareness once, but chances are there
It's just
are
be a lot of undead.
chances are there are undead all around us, so I'm not even gonna bother.
Jalera, what are you doing with the dragon card that you're now looking at?
Check it for traps first.
I'm not sure I should touch it without
She
Z
says
looking
that
at it
from
too.
the bed. Check it for traps.
He's literally just lying in there with his eyes closed, but he knows Jalera's gonna grab it.
Jalera, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
Come on, you need Zaneem to come and make sure it's safe.
Rip.
Okay, no, I don't.
She failed.
16? No, but
Oh, wait.
it rolled twice.
Roll twice. It rolled twice.
16.
Oh, it's a
16. 16.
There's a 16.
Okay. You do not grab the dragon shard.
Z?
If that 6 had been your roll, you totally would have grabbed the dragon shard.
Yes. Yes.
Z goes over to Cherry. Yeah?
See, I mean, I don't know if do you think it's okay? It's not cursed. Is it real quality? It's a good girl.
Z investigates.
Roll me an investigation check.
You're smart. You can do it.
She has proficiency in dragon shards.
It's true, she does.
25.
It is a legit dragon shard. It is a Kyber dragon shard.
Is it safe to shove in the bag?
Do you think? All right, this is out of character because I'm trying to remember. Could we use dragon shard dust in lieu of? Is it material components that we can use it for?
Would my investigation determine whether there was any like inherent magic attached to that dragon shard? I mean, 25 is really good.
Any lingering?
Is there a spell on it?
Is it being used for something, or is it just decorational?
It is currently not actively holding any form of spell.
Okay.
But nothing on there would belie that to you with an investigation check.
Okay.
Your best guess is this is a. It's not a refined chunk of dragon shard. It is something that it was found probably right before this happened, or it was found and it has not been refined. It has not been chiseled down. It has not been shaped. It has not been made pretty. It is a rough dragon shard of good size.
I recommend that you do the detect magic ritual. It looks clean from here, but I can't really tell for sure before we, touch it because ghosts. So let's all be careful.
I mean, if we're gonna have, okay.
But it's a pretty dragon shard, and if we can take it with us, let's do it.
Yeah, I agree. We could, if we do detect magic, we can look around and secure this area, and then maybe take a really, really long break. Just make sure that we feel secure and take care of everything. So yeah, I'll start on that.
Okay.
So I pull out my doodad.
At some point, when Bruce's breathing evens out a bit, he basically looks down and then pulls Kiz up closer to his head and just presses his forehead against hers and just stays there like that, holding her.
She'll do some sort of attempt at a hug, but you're enormous and she's tiny.
He's probably got you by the arms and the body kind of bending your sides. Just
I imagine she was laying on his chest, so we just kind of pulled her up closer so they were face to face. And yeah, he's just got his arms wrapped around her, and he's just not currently letting go.
Gora has kind of joined the pile. She did start off by licking, but now she is just kind of on top of both you and Kiz at this point. You guys seem to have calmed down. She's still a little Nyx has not backed down yet. So Gora's still paying attention, staring at the door with Nyx, but she's kind of standing over you guys.
Protectively. It's cute.
Hey girl, I wish there was some way we could defeat these guys. I mean, we did, but it hurt.
Do my droning chants put Rix to sleep?
Oh, for sure. Rix is out cold at this point, I think. He's so tired. He needs that spell slot back.
Okay, we're gonna be here for an hour.
He'll be asleep until someone wakes him up. But you'll probably hear his breathing kind of getting a little deeper,
evens out a little bit more, and okay.
Will Nyx stare at the door for a full hour?
What are you doing?
Yeah, she's gonna stare at the door for an hour.
Nyx, go ahead and open it. We're ready. And she'll weakly get her bow out.
As you're sitting on top of Bruce.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Bruce is holding her, basically crushing her to him.
Yeah,
we got it.
Okay. We can wait.
If
It'll
we're
be
going
fine.
off that 23 got earlier, then that's the DC to escape.
Can I use acrobatics?
Yes, you can.
Squirrel.
No, if she tried to get out, he'd let her go. He's not.
Well, she's just gonna sit up and just have her bow ready. It's like
So she's just sitting on him?
She's just sitting on Bruce's
basically
chest,
sitting on his lap, I think. Like, move to his lap.
Aw.
kind of
Well,
sitting there with her bow ready.
Like she's a toddler and he's dad. Go ahead and open it.
Probably a bad idea. Everyone's really tired, but if something
But
is going
I
to come
feel-
out,
Should we rest back in the first room instead of down here? Cause creepy bad ghosts here. The other corridor, there were creepy possessing ghosts who invaded dreams. I mean, we haven't run across any of that in the main room.
you're in the other room. Can they hear us?
How loud are you talking?
Sorry.
We're tired.
Are you
So
purposely talking
softly.
quietly?
We're talking tiredly.
Yeah,
So
we're
you're
not
probably
talking
not-
that loud.
But Z
I mean-
was helping Cherry, but Z has probably heard you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I'm not chanting loud. I'm just doing my little mumbles.
We could your ghosts say that the other ghosts, the race will come back.
Yes.
So there's a good chance they could come back at any time. And these guys could come back. What if these guys come back?
And we should not be here.
We should check
So
this
should we
room and-
investigate, see if we can find any more keys, and then head back to the main room to rest?
Keys, anything valuable?
Yeah, all the things. We can look while Terry checks this dragon shard, because if it's, not going to zap us or kill us in some way, I want to take it with us.
Check to see if they have anything on that table, saying if they're planning a doomsday device.
So I think we have 10 or 11 minutes while Cherry does her spell if she wants to. Is that all right, Cherry?
Don't interrupt her.
She takes that as immediate, like,
Rix is asleep, so.
Right. I'm gonna go ahead and check this room. Then.
All right, Z's
Hopefully-
going to investigate the rest of this room now. See if there's
Right.
anything else that we need to find in here.
Nyx is gonna go ahead and unlock this door.
Z, go ahead and roll me an investigation check while I figure out the right layer to open that door. Hold, please. Thank you.
It's you!
Stand tight.
It's you!
Bless you, bless you.
Salud.
But it's all you get for the day, though, so stop sneezing.
I'll try.
Okay.
There's a piano.
Don't try to control her body.
She should
As the
leave
doors
door
open, you do now hear the piano playing a faint melody.
Is it like a pretty melody or like a creepy, like, organ melody?
Does it sound like when Melody played when she was playing the flute earlier?
No, it doesn't.
Months
like
ago?
or is it more like a
A fugue on an organ. Yeah, there you go.
As she comes in, does it change? Does it?
It's
do
reminiscent
anything?
of a lullaby.
a familiar lullaby?
Not one that you're
Reminiscent.
aware of. It does not change.
By the way, the lantern. Jalira left the lantern on the coffee table or whatever that is.
It's kind of where it
Other
is
door.
now. It has rolled off the coffee table.
Well, that makes sense.
Bruce having crashed the coffee table.
The coffee table is no more.
It's not really a
Like,
coffee table either.
The chessboard didn't stand a chance.
Let's at least collect up the pieces because we have that other chess set we found in that house in case we lose some, or you like want to do some sort of double game.
Well, Jalira would hope they'd know that they can borrow the lantern if they needed to, but
So,
they might.
is this a door? Where she is it a door?
That's a potty.
So, okay.
So yes.
I can't tell what's there. Alright.
See if it's stapled down.
Yes.
All right, she's gonna go ahead and investigate the room,
Roll me
Trying.
investigation check.
trying to ignore the piano.
I guess Kiz gets off Bruise.
Yeah, just because Gora was following Nick, so she gives him like a tap. Like, it's fine. Let's do this.
You both roll a 21. Well, you both have a total of 21. With markedly different rolls.
Well,
Plus 7 versus plus 2.
Bruise is just emotionally spent lying there on the broken table.
Rix is still on a bad man.
Kiz is poking her head into the room, but like emotionally numb.
Zanim.
Yep.
Where would you like to search first?
Where the fireball trap is.
Let's see. I'm gonna start with the table that has the dragon shard on it, see if there's anything else there, and then I'll go around and check the walls around this area. So I'll start in this corner near Cherry without bumping into her too much.
The table is of fine workmanship, but other than the dragon shard, there seems to be nothing else there. There's a kind of plushy sitting chair right there at the table edge between you and Cherry, for gazing at the dragon shard, or if he had brought his work over here, he could have worked there. No secret compartments reveal themselves to you in the walls. The dragon shard seems to be the only thing in that room or in that area of the room that seems to have any attention.
Okay. The chess table.
Where Bruce was?
Yeah.
That chess table is destroyed under Bruce's butt currently.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's?
I thought you said you were searching that bedroom.
I am in the bedroom. Sorry, I thought that was the chess set.
No, that's a chandelier.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just go clockwise around the room from here. Do 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 do.
And that's
Bruce.
what the piano sounds like now.
Bruce pulls a chess piece out of,
Okay, so Z's in this funky little place. Is this the bathroom?
This is a bathroom. It's got a mirror vanity with a little sitting stool, a little opening doorway, and this appears to be a private bath shower combo. It does have a spigot for spurting water down on top of you.
Well, she just had a shower and she actually didn't get hurt in that fight, so she come back out here and piano.
Well, that's not a piano, that's a wardrobe.
Wardrobe. Any fun clothes?
No, they all seem rather bland. They're a little bit finer quality robes than the robes you've already seen.
Okay. The desk.
The desk. All the papers there seem to be blank. Nothing seems to be written on them. To one side, you do see a small box that seems to contain ash.
Grab the papers. Destroy it. It might be invisible ink.
Well, yeah. So I was checking to see if I had any kind of reveal spell. I don't know.
I mean,
There's a lantern.
It's a lantern of revealing in the other room.
Lantern. Go get it.
Cast
I go
mending
grab the lantern of revealing and bring it into the desk.
Cast mending
Okay.
on the ash.
Oh gosh.
Okay. I'm going to need you to roll me another investigation check since you've left the room, gone back to grab the lantern, and come back in.
You'll let me know when I'm done, right?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry.
You
With your
better.
lantern of revealing. You kind of walk back into the room, hold it up. Nothing on the desk seems to reveal itself as anything more than what was already there. However, you do seem to see something not quite right about the base of the wardrobe.
I go investigate.
Okay. What do you do?
We're gonna die.
Poke and prod. See if
Poke
there's
and
any
prod.
secret
And it explodes.
You poke and
catches
prod.
or anything.
Okay.
Boom, baby.
You touch it. You kind of manipulate it where you think it's odd. You find that as your hand kind of rolls along the bottom board that looks like a solid base, your thumb kind of slips into a spot and you find a catch. And you kind of pull your thumb out, kind of curling it around the edge, and boop, a board comes off. Inside you find a box. About the size of a box about the size of a shoebox.
I pull out the box and open it.
You find 4 vials of red fluid. Look kind of like the other one you found before.
Okay.
I go poke Rix, and I'm like, "Hey, any clue what this is? Is it poison?"
Oh, what?
Poke,
What?
poke, poke.
What? No, it hurts. What?
I found
What?
some vials. What do you think they are? Are they poison?
What are they?
You
These
said
are
it's going to be
vials.
health potions.
Those are health potions.
Okay, well, we probably shouldn't sleep here. What with creepy ghosts? You should, save that till we go back in the main room where we appear to be relatively safe.
Okay, fine. All right, I'm up. Oh, man. Well, that's the health potions are good. We just don't. They're not gonna work, are they? If we do it now.
Probably not. Z pockets them. Are they 4 regular health potions?
As you kind of turn and show Rix them, Jalira, your detect magic goes off. Having Z bring these potions out, you kind of you're focused on the dragon shard potions. You look over, and Z's kind of holding one up to show Rix, and you see it's got that same kind of white flecky magical backwash that was in the other one you found before.
And is that normal for health potions?
No, that's not normal at all.
That could just be bacterial buildup. It is 20 years old.
Yes, but it's also magical bacteria buildup.
Bacteria, I don't think bacteria will exist in this world because the Mornland, at least not in the Mornland.
Oh,
come on.
Okay, then you're okay. Hey, look, those are
like
those ones we found. And you kind of turn around and look at the dragon shard, which is glowing very, very brightly.
Ooh, it's so shiny.
Dragon shards by themselves shouldn't do that under detect magic.
What?
Wait, what?
Good
I mean, they're inherently magic.
As you look at it, you don't know what kind of magic is radiating from this.
See, this is radiating magic, and it's weird.
Does it have a type?
Can't identify it.
Could she try if I came over and helped her?
If she wanted to, do you have identify?
Me?
No, Cherry.
No, we haven't figured out.
Z has identified.
Actually,
Jalira has.
I have it as a ritual if I prepare it, but it's not prepared.
I have it as a ritual as well, so
But she
either of
doesn't
us
have
could
to
do it.
have. Yeah, she doesn't have to have it prepared in order for her to be able to cast it as a ritual.
I got the
Right?
impression.
No, Zeke can cast it as a ritual.
I'm thinking of a different spell. Sorry, I don't have identify.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
No, I
you
do.
were the detect magic. She was the identify.
Mm-hmm.
No, I do have identify. I just have to prepare it. It doesn't show up in my list unless I prepare it.
Yeah, you have to prepare it.
Yes. Sorry.
Until you finally get Z to teach you how to, write it in your ritual book.
Yeah. Someday we'll figure out how to do that.
Okay.
Jalira,
as you look more closely at it, there's something vaguely familiar about this.
So Z could cast Identify on it if she needed to, right?
True. Yeah, she'd have to ritual cast it. I don't think it's her prepared spell. I don't think she has it prepared.
It's not. It's a ritual. Which I'm perfectly happy to do if need be. So, Terry, do you think I should identify so we can figure out what this is?
I mean, it is rubbing me is familiar. I can't put my finger on it.
Okay. Z sits down and starts casting the ritual.
Okay.
Bruce
Cast ritual.
is gonna get up, kind of having a bit of time, and he's gonna go to each member of the party and check on them and make sure they're okay.
Nyx. Well, Bruce is kind of finding his head, and they're doing their thing. You're in your room searching. Where would you like to start searching first?
She's going for this wardrobe.
Wardrobe. Okay.
Yeah. She's
You look
gonna
into the
go ahead-
wardrobe. You two find robes of finer quality than what you are wearing, because you are wearing robes that match those.
She's gonna take one.
Okay. As you kind of pull it out and pull the robe out, you two notice something in the bottom of the wardrobe, but this one you had to like open up and move things, and you kind of see it sitting in the bottom.
She's gonna try and open it.
Okay, so you open the little catch there. Board kind of pops up. You two find 3 more what look like health potions.
Okay. Going to go ahead and put that into her bag.
Okay.
Then she's gonna check even more.
You move from the wardrobe to the desk. Books there. Books seem to be empty.
Look at them.
Hmm?
She's just gonna put them in her bag.
Okay. You grab a couple of books off the desk and put them into your bag. That's wonderful.
It's gonna be bad, but
Oh,
she's
no.
just
Did
grabbing.
we just get cursed?
Possible.
Who knows?
Yeah, she's gonna still look through everything. Does she see the ash over there, or the same kind of thing?
No, there's not a box of ash over on this side.
Okay.
Pulling out the desk drawer, you find a green key charm.
What?
She's gonna go ahead and pop that too. All right.
Frick yeah.
Anything else?
Nothing more of note at the desk.
The trunk at the bottom of the bed.
Seems to be full of more pillows and blankets.
Okay. She's just gonna take them out and like see if there's anything hidden under them.
Nope,
Pretty-
doesn't appear to be anything there.
She's not being very careful or cautious or
It's about this time that Bruce has stood up and is coming to check on the rest of the party members. That he sees you just ripping blankets out of the chest and shaking them and throwing it and looking at everything else and throwing it.
Not concerned.
bedside tables.
Side tables, nothing appears to be in them.
Okay.
Like as he passes Nyx, he's gonna kind of reach down and like, you know, almost like rub the top of her head and. You good?
By Nyx you mean Kiz, right?
Kids, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Bruce,
like,
as you-
stretch
As you enter that room, you know that melody being played on the piano.
It's a sea shanty?
It's something he heard when he was little, before he ended up at the orphanage.
You're not quite sure where you've heard it before, but you know that tune.
Oh no. What's happening?
He would like, you know, he's like passing kids and like, you know, checks on her, scratches Guara's head, and like is heading over to like check on Nyx, and he kind of stops and like blinks, looks around, looks over the piano, shakes his head, takes a couple steps closer to Nyx, and then kind of stops and looks at it again, shakes his head again, and heads over to Nyx and kind of like reaches out, like, what is she in the middle of doing?
Tossing cabinets.
He kind of like walks up and puts a hand on her shoulder, like turns her around, if she will, and like puts one hand on her face and is like, "Are you all right? Everything good? You?"
I found a green key.
Okay, I don't give a shit. Are you all right?
Really? It'll be fine. You?
And he just like does the forehead thing with her, just kind of pulls her into him and holds her for a moment.
Rix, what are you doing now?
I feel like he's gonna trust that Z's smart. She can investigate things really well. That box of ash is really. I think I know what it is, but Rix wouldn't. So he's going to move this way and leave the room and just stop and talk to Kiz for a second and be like, "You doing okay?"
Yep.
Gosh, I wish I could help you. Do you need to sit down? There's a couch over there.
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
I kind of want to watch.
Okay. I'll keep an eye on these two. He's gonna go back here and watch those two.
Okay. Is you and Gora kind of keep watch of those people in that room. Zanim, your ritual comes to an end.
Gora's kind of also sniffing around.
Oh,
but...
wait, shoot. How long does it take for you to cast?
10 minutes.
My detect magic only lasts for 10 minutes.
So you would have.
I would not have wasted it. Can I just run around and look at different things and see if they have detect magic?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
The wardrobe seems to have a little bit of transmutation magic on it.
But I mean, I'm starting to expect a little bit of maintenance magic on everything.
You get that feel. Having expected that, you kind of get that feel. The whole room kind of has that vibe to it. The beds are similar to the same kind of magic that you found in the dormitories across the way.
Awesome. All right.
And the box of ash seems to radiate magic.
Do you think something magic died and that's never mind. I'll you concentrate on your spell. Sorry.
It's a magic shredder.
I have suspicions about what it is, but my character doesn't know.
What can I tell what kind of magic it is?
It is magic of the evocation style.
It's a magic
Oh,
shredder.
okay, yeah, all right.
It's a magic shredder.
Something in it and see if it burns. All right, I'm good.
Excuse me.
Yeah, you're not in there.
Sorry.
You're currently head bumping Bruce.
Yep,
Okay.
that's true.
Okay, so
I'm guessing the piano.
the piano does radiate magic.
I'm guessing dimly in a correlation with its sound, probably low on power.
No,
Oh.
it's got a nice, vibrant aura.
Huh. Maybe this isn't connected to the same magical power grid. Weird. Okay.
Bathroom is the same.
Okay. There's a weird box with evocation magic, and the shard is glowing weird magic.
A book. I have
But-
books.
Z's
See if
doing...
they are. She holds out a book. It just kind of throws a book at her.
Okay.
She's
Roll me a
too
dexterity check, Carrie.
Okay.
Just gets whacked in the face by a bug.
You catch a book.
Woo! Do they just look like plain books?
They're plain books.
Do they look like magic quality books?
No, they don't.
Okay. It's.
Like-
I think it does. It look journal quality.
Yes.
Yay! Give
It looks journal quality.
Looks like a slightly better quality journal than the ones that you found in the crate outside in the other dormitories.
They're all blank, which is weird. It's weird. I found a green key.
Awesome.
Bruce
Also-
kind of lets go of Nyx after, they've been doing that for a couple minutes. And then he walks over and he just picks up Cherry.
Like in the middle of her, this is cool and this is cool, and boom.
Oh.
And he just kisses her on the cheek and then just like hugs her.
Out.
I'm glad you're okay.
Nyx is gonna check under the bed now.
By under the bed, you mean?
She doesn't have the strength.
The bed. It's not that hard to flip.
The bed, like the other beds, are woven stone part of the room.
Oh, so it may not be in under
But the mattress isn't. Lift that.
Yeah, the mattress, you lift up the mattress. You find a small bag.
Pull out the bag. Start looking through that.
It
Gotta
has,
be drugs.
Drugs.
it has 50 platinum pieces in it.
Ooh,
Nice.
you like money? We're
If
poor.
we could take it to somewhere that can sell us stuff.
Same like if we ever make it back to civilization, we have money to spend.
Yeah, I was like, one game where we kept getting money, but we were stuck in the underworld. It's like, that's nice.
It's like, getting money and being stuck in the moorland.
Mhm.
So you proceed to continue looking under the bed. Bruce is hugging Cherry.
He, after a couple minutes, he kind of pulls back and kisses her on the forehead and puts her down.
Okay.
And then he's gonna head into the other room.
Rix, what's your passive perception?
17.
As Zanim goes through her ritual, she's about 9 minutes in. The dragon chart starts to glow a little brighter.
It's glowing a little brighter.
He's ready to grab her and pull her away. He's bracing himself because if that thing looks like it's gonna blow, he's going to grab her and try to get her to safety.
Well, it says that to cast the thing, I must choose one object that I must touch throughout the casting of the spell, so I'm touching it.
Yeah. So if it looks like it's going to blow up on you, he's going to, I don't know, I guess he'll drag it out of your hands and take the hit himself. Because, we're all martyrs.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Is it glowing like
Cherry?
purple or glowing red or?
Glowing purple and red. Like the veins of the dragon shard have now kind of taken on color. Looks very similar to what Bruce's chest and Nyx's
That's what I was
face
worried you were
look
going
like.
to say.
Zanim. He's gonna start trying to grab her hands away from it.
Zanim, roll me a concentration check, which is a constitution check.
Thank you.
Do you have Warcaster?
This was a save. Did I click the wrong one?
No, you need to save. That's what you needed.
Okay.
I don't think you have anything special with that.
Does she have forecaster?
She has advantage to maintain on spells when you take damage. So yeah, roll it with advantage.
Am I causing damage?
Rix kind of is just like desperately rips your hand away from it. The dragon shard immediately starts to kind of fade. The color starts to drain away.
So, having walked over here, does Bruce notice the, glowing red light that's...
No, unfortunately, it happened right as you were walking up behind Rix and hadn't seen it. You just see Rix with Z's hand pulled away from the thing.
He's and he's holding onto them and so she'll look at him.
And that's about when Cherry walks in too.
He's gonna look at the two of them. What's going on?
It was glowing like your mark, Bruce.
So it's starting to turn aberrant colored. I mean,
Bruce walks over and picks it up.
whoa! I'm okay.
Of course.
Nix, where are you in all this?
What's the last rate?
No, things wrong. Just checking the couch next.
Are we all gonna have aberrant marks now, Mike? Is this what's happening?
Okay. As Bruce reaches and lifts it up from where it was sitting, it's hard to describe as this darkness, this absolute lack of light just pulls everything in, almost like a direct opposite of the bright light that you guys experienced in Blackhearth.
Oh,
As it encompasses the entire area, everybody loses the ability to see, and everybody feels something change.
Oh, jeez.
oh
And that's
no.
where we're going to end tonight's session.
Of course.
Oh,
Come on. Shouldn't have whispered.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Well-
Rose, why are you inflicting your pain on us?
Well, he's just trying to
We
save
don't-
his sister.
we-
Probably is what his
we
thinking
don't
is.
we don't know what's gonna happen. It could be bad. It could be good. We don't know. We'll figure it out.
If you'd let Z finish the spell, we would know what it did.
Let's see, finish the spell. It might have done it anyway.
It might have attuned to her dragon mark instead of his dragon mark.
But it was glowing with the aberrant colors while she was identifying it.
I know. But I mean, Kyber.
Wait,
It was
Mark-
the-
at first.
In Bruce's mind, aberrant marks are designed to destroy things. Either he's going to overcome it, or it's gonna kill him.
I mean, no, I had no doubt that he was doing it to save Zanim or Nyx or him. Not himself. No, it was definitely a noble thing.
Yeah.
Oh man. I'm excited to see what happens what the result is. I'm sure Mike's really excited to tell us how depowered we're gonna be.
We'll see you next Wednesday.
What if it like reverses it? What if it makes like Bruises and Nyx's mark legit and Zanim and Kiz now have aberrant marks?
Well, that'll be really interesting when Z's house reaches out to her again.
Regardless, guys, we should probably end our session here tonight.
Yeah.
Well, we already did, didn't we?
We're still
ending
live.
now. We're still live. We're ending
Oh, we have to
soon.
sign off.
So, I'd just like to take a minute to thank you all for watching. I'm excited to see what happens next. Have a good evening.